We're so back. Start sending us your video for your streaming software to go live. Excellent connection. Start sending us your streaming video for your video to go live. How does that work? It can't be both. Oh, it worked. Apparently you just have to complain. Nice stream, see you around. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Okay. Okay, I need to be right back. I need to go get my water and finish setting up. It's all part of the story, don't worry. Need to run ads. Sorry. I love you all, but it's something I must do. That way you don't have to get them for like 3 hours. No, 1 hour. You don't have to get them for 1 hour. They are calling it the worst prepared stream of all time. And who am I to disagree? I've traveled the world and the 7 seas. Hey, you heard me. I actually haven't been to most of the seas. I've been to the Atlantic Sea. I've never like been in the Pacific Sea, but I flew over the Pacific Sea. The rest of the seas, that's a status unknown for me. I don't know. I'm sure I'll see them at some point. It'd be cool. I guess the Atlantic and Pacific are oceans, not seas, huh? This is not, I have something to do that's important. This is not important. Well, it's a little, you're important. Don't ever forget that. Bear Bear. We're so back. I was muted. Now we're so back. Okay. Is everything, did I click all the buttons? Yes. Dude, I clicked all the buttons. Okay, we're okay. Hello. How is everybody? Well, it's not really like a story so much as like a series of events loosely connected. But today's stream, I might be a little snappy. And then at some point I'll just crash and die. And here's why. So this morning, I woke up like a little early without my alarm clock. Like I just woke up at like 6 a.m., which is like an hour earlier than I can already tell. Oh god. I maybe shouldn't have streamed today. So I woke up like a little early today. And I didn't feel like particularly well rested, but I felt awake enough that I was like, I don't want to go back to bed, which is fine. So, what? Stream Elements, we've been... Wait, am I crashed out? No, everything's fine. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so I woke up early this morning. And I was like, okay, well, I'm awake, and I'm thinking about, like, I know I have to go to work. So I started just thinking about work, and I was like, well, if I'm going to be thinking about work, I might as well like be getting paid to think about work. But I went ahead and just like clocked into work anyways. So I started work at like 7 a.m., right? Everything was fine. I went and made my coffee, and I started drinking it. And that's when I realized why my body woke me up early today. I don't know what I ate yesterday. I mean, I know exactly what I ate yesterday. I had some eel, and then I had like a bagel and lock, and then I had some fruit and then some other stuff, but something in my body had decided that it was trying to kill me at this exact moment. And luckily I was like really early at work, so I didn't have any meetings or anything. So I just became like a 10-pound lighter human being in the course of like 15 seconds. And it was like 100% food poisoning. So I am currently, like, if you were to hover over my RimWorld character, I have food poisoning like 60%. And now some of you might be thinking like, oh no, Sky, I'm so sorry. I hope you're feeling wrong energy, bad energy. This might be exclusive to other people that are card-carrying members of the Tummy Hurdy Club, but food poisoning fucking rocks. If your stomach just like rejects most food anyways and kind of hurts all the time, you know what's awesome? You know what's the best thing ever? When you just it's gone, it's empty. There's no food in my entire body minus like what's stored in my bloodstream. I felt fucking fantastic. And I didn't want to eat food, because if I ate food, it would just repeat the process, right? So I just didn't eat food. And all I did was drink more coffee. And I had the most locked in day that has ever been experienced by humankind on this planet. I worked for 12 hours today. I worked from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I took one break for 15 minutes to walk around the block, just so I got some sun today. I am completely like, my brain was just going. Now now there's like good news and bad news about it. The good news is I am still locked. Like, my brain is 100%. We are still cooking. The bad news is that I just ate food because I figured that at 7 p.m., like, you need to have some food or like you just will die. 7 to 7? Yeah, I worked 12 hours today. Do you always work 7 to 7? Jesus Christ, no. On an average day of work, and don't get me fired for this, I probably put in like a solid 2 hours. Today, I swear to God, I got my entire week worth of stuff done today. Like, that was it. That's all it took. At the beginning of the day, I had nothing deployed. At the end of the day, I had like a fully end-to-end integrated like API deployment done. I just kept going. It was like a fucking scene from a hacker movie, man. I had 14 pairs of sunglasses on. I was typing on 13 different keyboards. It was fantastic. And now I'm ready to go into the Wild Jam, hopefully with the same cracked out energy. But like I said, I just ate. So one of two things is about to happen to me over the course of the next like 30 to 45 minutes. Either A, we successfully got rid of everything that was causing me harm, and I will just become very sleepy. That's the good outcome. There's a second outcome, and that one might be more of a we burn that bridge when we get to it. I guess there's secretly a third outcome, which is we stay in like the absolute cracked out mode for like hopefully another 2 to 3 hours, and then I try to relax with tea and web fishing, but we'll see how that goes. I forgot to make my tea. Fuck. My throat's gonna hurt so bad. It weirdly has been resistant this week. I don't know what I've done. Maybe the food poisoning took priority and my body isn't just like not letting me know about throat hurties. I don't know, but yeah, that's my story. No sleep bender for 3 days, hopped up only on caffeine. I do think that like my body goes down for maintenance for like 72 hours, like once every 6 months or so, where I literally just like, I don't eat food I just lay on the floor, drink coffee, and play like Skyrim, and I just do the one quest where you collect all the gems. And then like after that I come back and I'm like, my heart rate is like 40 zone, like it's like an entire zone lower, my blood pressure's down by like 20%, like the maintenance is over and I am like cleansed and ready to return to the land of the living. Floor Skyrim, if you haven't tried Floor Skyrim, I mean you gotta give it a shot. Shout out to Sam, my college roommate. We did Floor Skyrim every winter break. It's the best. We just both played Skyrim right next to each other. Like in a bro way, not like in a cuddling way. Although, you know, if you have, I'm not opposed to cuddling Floor Skyrim. Floor is too dirty for Skyrim? Clean your damn floor. Also, your spine would curse me. Floor time can include like beanbag time. So like you can like beanbag floor time. Yeah. I wouldn't worry too much about that. That's okay. You do it however it makes you most comfortable. Don't worry. Just as long as you're enjoying floor time, nothing can hurt you. I'm gonna click this button now, and you're gonna. This is the early mirror dimension. I didn't mean it like this. I'm gonna move that out of the way. Sorry. Sky, do you really watch your own stream while you're streaming? Why, yes, of course. But Twitch Reddit says to ignore the viewer count. Yeah, I would love to, but I can't. I love the little red number. I love it so much. It's my favorite little red number that I've ever seen. It's such a great red number. Why would you not look at it? Because I know those same motherfuckers are looking at it after every stream, so... Wait, otherwise there are two of me. Shh, 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 shh. There's too many of me. The Twitch has started to revolt. Okay. Godot. New game project. Let's go. I wonder if Versati's around. I want to get the animation they made yesterday into the game. Can I... Oh, free toast? Absolutely not. You did not spin the wheel. You did not get toast. I mean, you can get toast. Sorry. Thank you for... I had to clean that up a bit. Can I have this animation? Even as just a placeholder. There we go. Let's see if Versati responds. I have 98k. Should I spend some? That's up to you. Just keep in mind that that's also 98 levels in our Twitch RPG that we've never... And we'll probably... At the current rate, finish in like 10 to 20 years from now. What were we doing last time? Were we fixing the particles? I think we were fixing particles. So this is you. This is you. And then you hit this with that. That gets the fire particle. And now it should get the ice particle. You took a dot. Yeah. Yeah, it should switch to the other particle. New quest, kill God. I love Persona 5. Defeating God with the power of friendship and this gun. Persona 5 is such a good game, dude. I want to play Persona 4. I'm trying to find new ways to study Japanese because just looking at words and being like, this means an agreement is just not really cutting it for me anymore. And I guess hasn't for like 6 months now, so I need to turn my AC on. Oh, so nice. Air conditioner, greatest invention ever. Okay, apply dot. We need to apply the Frostburn effect. So, how do we do that? The particle that you're going to summon, instead of it being a fire particle, it's going to be a Frostburn particle, and all we need to do is create a similar particle effect to this one, except we call it Frostburn particle effect or something like that. Booyah, Grandma, hello. How are you? You missed my story. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. How are you? What'd you get for dinner? I'm so curious. I want to know the answer. Okay, so we go like this. I missed it. I didn't do anything yet. You were probably like still live or something, but I'll speedrun the version for you. You're procrastinating? What? Oh, you like missed getting dinner? How do you procrastinate getting food? You need to do that or you'll die. That's like the worst thing to procrastinate. Well, I guess like breathing would probably be a little bit worse, all things considered, but I'm not NPR, so live your life how you want to live it or whatever. It's hard? No, that's fair. That ties into the story that I was telling earlier. I'll give you like the Cliff Notes version for people that have come in since I told the story the first time, but TLDR, I woke up really early this morning, and then since I didn't want to go back to sleep, I just went to work anyways, and then while I was at work, I realized why my body woke me up really early today. It's because I had food poisoning. So then I dropped like, 15 pounds or whatever in the course of 37 seconds, and then you might be thinking like, oh no, are you okay? Food poisoning sucks. No, wrong. Bad answer. Wrong vibes. See, I'm a card-carrying member of the tummy hurting club, and so my stomach just hurts all the time. So when I have food poisoning and there's nothing left in me, I feel fucking fantastic. So instead of eating food today, what I did was had like 4 coffees, and I accidentally worked for 12 hours. And now we're gonna make a game. And at some point today, the decisions of previous Skygray will catch up to the decisions of now Skygray, and I'll have to like reconcile with everything that I've done. But until it hits, I'm having a great time. I'm not flat out. It's just different. It's just, I don't know. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I've had to get like a colonoscopy in my life before, and I am excited for the next time that happens because I just feel great. There's just no food in me. There's nothing in my stomach. It's fantastic. I feel light as a feather, man. I love it. I shouldn't because it's weird to like that, but I do. Okay, we need to create a new scene here. Do we need the whole scene? I guess. Yeah, we could do it. We could do it scene-wise. We could be a scene. Me when I'm deciding what fashion I want to be from circa 9th grade to 11th grade. My wife was like that too. Food is pain always. Then she is officially a card-carrying member of the Tummy Hurdy Club. Congratulations. It's not an honor and it's not great to be here, but it's so good to have you. You know what I'm saying? Scene name. This is going to be Frostburn? Frostburn Particle Effect. .tsn like that. Yeah. Now you think that you're this, but you aren't this. You're one of these. Don't get it twisted. And then we're going to attach a script to this. A script like this. Yeah, why do you insist on putting yourself in the scenes folder? What we're going to do is going to go to the... I was coding in TypeScript all day. Which way is this supposed to be? This is not. That's not how you name things. Frostburn Particle Effect. There we go. Cool. So we're going to take this. Control A, Control C. Put that over here. Nope. That didn't quite copy over, now did it? Let's try that again. Much better. And this will be class name Frostburn Particle Effect. Extends particle effect. Sprite paths here are going to be slightly different. This should just be what did I call this? Particles? Frostburn. Okay, so we're going to do it like this. Frostburn. Center, whatever. Cool. Now, we should be able to attach these to the actual dude. So, if we go to the monster... Enemy, sorry. Whatever. We go here, we click this thing. Display ice effect, no. Show active particles, create fire particles. This will be if you're on fire, create the fire particles. If you're not on fire, create the ice particles instead. So spawn active, this is on the end of the timer, right? Yeah, so this is already, we don't need to do this every frame anyway. So this is actually totally okay. So we're gonna say, I guess our active effects will be Frostburn. Active effects dot Frostburn like this equals like this. And now we can say if fire in active effects, is it just in? If, oh, it's dot has, okay. So if active effects dot has fire, this fire, create fire particle, elif active effects, I guess it should just be also if active effects dot has Frostburn. Did I underscore this? I did underscore it. God, switching languages. It's brutal sometimes, man. Create Frostburn particle. So now we can do something like this. Add this. Here. What the fuck? Go here. Like this var new particle equals. We need the scene reference. So we're gonna go here. Frostburn like this. Yep, that's the one. Scroll down. Go like this. Dot instantiate like that, and then just simply add child. And we're gonna say new particle. Now we can actually abstract this function to just swap which particle will spawn, and then this functionality thing, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're here. We're gonna go to fire mode first. We're gonna hit you. You have the fire particles. We're gonna hit you again. Now you have the Frostburn particles. Yes, you're dying. Also, you're iced, but The effects when they combine should remove the other effects. So if I hit you with ice and you have fire, we're gonna remove both effects. Remove effects. Remove effects. Like this. It should be like this. And then add the frostburn to the active effects. And I guess this can be the count of how many of these things you have on you, because maybe if you do it over and over and over, the dot gets stronger. Right now I don't care. That's okay. So, on the other hand, if you have ice, instead of doing the shatter effect, we're going to say remove effects here, then play shatter. So we need to define remove effects. And this will simply say, well, we want to remove frostburn every time? Because if you're frostburn and then I shatter you, you shouldn't lose frostburn. So I guess it should be a list. So we'll say this. Ice, fire, because they combined. We do it like this. That way we can do it, if we need it later, we can do a remove for the frostburn effect. X. This for effect. In effects, we're going to say active effects dot remove, erase? It's probably erase effects like that. So now when I hit you with both things, you should only have the frostburn particle. So I hit you, you're on fire. I hit you again, you now only have the frostburn particle. Yes, it's worked. But you still have the ice effect, which is not correct. It's possible that it's hitting you more than once per frame, which is why you're getting both applied. But if I shoot like a bunch of you at once, we still need to fix the momentum thing. That's still kind of weird. All right, and then I hit you here, and that plays the shatter effect and the fire effect now. Yep. We got a video game. Now these things are on fire. Sweet, and it plays the shatter. Actually kind of neat. Our effects need to be way stronger though. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. It's relatively okay. Is this fun? I mean, I haven't closed it to go like make more changes to the game yet, so I suppose it's probably fun, but I need to be able to like kill stuff. Also better like upgrades and whatever. I think the initial particle hitbox needs to be way bigger. And I think maybe the enemies also need to be slower. Maybe we need to be slower as well. You could actually just make the game a little bit slower, and then you can speed up as you get like more effects or something like that. But we have the gameplay loop, sort of. So where do we go from here? Great question. Thank you so much for asking. We need to actually like have these things take damage and die. It's probably the next step. And then like the game is actually in a somewhat playable state from that point on. Then it's like you can actually spawn stuff, kill stuff. I don't know how to get XP yet. Maybe there's like a drop or something. We can do like a little gem that falls on the ground. You pick up the gems. That's literally Vampire Survivors, but that's okay. And then as you level up, you unlock the other abilities, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We probably need to do something for like a card system then for picking your upgrades. The song goes crazy, but it's a little loud. Okay. What do we want to work on next then? I think I want to work on the enemies actually taking damage and dying. So let's work on that. So if we go to the enemy here, we're gonna go here. We don't need to print this thing anymore. Where were we printing that? Play shattered effects? Take damage. Oh, apply in these things. Take damage and apply that. Okay. Let's see. So we need some starting amount of health. That can probably be on the enemy resource. So if I go here, I have base HP. Cool. How much did I give the initial slimes? The slime here is 100 HP. Okay, and I said the attack will do 50 damage. Admiral doesn't happen to have like a death animation for these slimes, does he? Check. Projects. Game dev asset. Admiral sprite sheets. I'm just looking at one. He does usually have them. Okay, so we should have these actually. It should be in 80 monster packs, and then one of the ones we unzipped, I guess. The one maybe? Slimes? Yep. Updated slime. It has move, idle, and attack. Does the old version have a death? Wait. This is so much cuter. Why am I using these guys? Look at them. I love them. Do they have a dye? Move. Dark green slime? Look at the little guy. He's even got like he's got little cheeks. I love him. We might have to swap for these. These are so much. These are fantastic. They even have an antenna version. That's not really an antenna as much as like a nice hairdo, to be fair, but I respect it still. Yeah, no dye animation. We could make a dye, but I don't know if that's. This is idle, not dye. Was I looking at that for the other thing, maybe? The wheel. The wheel must be spun. I'm still in the mode where I ignore any Osu. If you get Osu, I'm just spinning again. Spin. Spin. Roblox again? I swear to God this wheel is broken. It's only been 3 things. Have we gotten this like once? We got this like 3 times in a row. We got this a couple times. We got this like once. We got this once and I ignored it. This has also hit like 1 time. This has been like 3 times. This hit 1,000,000 times, or at least that's my impression of how many times it hit. But all right, we'll go play Roblox for a bit. I think tomorrow might be a no mic day. We'll see. We're getting recommended Cheese Factory Tycoon. We could also try Ice Tycoon. Let's try Ice Tycoon. Do you just like make ice or what? Interesting. Give it a shot. Roblox is purely browser based. Pulls out gun when astronaut is staring at a picture of Ohio. Always has been. This is kind of what the hell? I'm fucking schmoobin'. See you, nerd. Oh, see you, nerd. Touch to claim Tycoon. Get claimed. I was worried because yesterday we started a Tycoon game and Jago joined the world and immediately shot me with a gun. One day I'll get the add option to the wheel and I'll remove an option from the wheel to remove the you lose option. So you're on like a 2-step plan here. You're gonna get the add an option thing and then you're gonna have to like make a remove option thing. That could really backfire though. This is Freezer 1, by the way. How do I open? Cost is 1 over 1.1 seconds. What? You need to check your units at the door there, brother. How do I click? Oh, I have an ice now. Oh, I have several ices. Okay. Do I like click this? We create ice using the pump. Oh, so I do this. Okay. I've created ice using the pump. And then I hit E to mine. Wait, I'm mining the ice. What? Wait for the ice cube to melt to give you money. What is the point of what we're doing here? What is this, just like Nestle, the company CEO simulator? Then I would get remove an option again and I will remove the remove an option. I see. The old ice dropper, of course. I really want to make a Roblox game. I want to make a Tycoon game in Roblox. This actually seems fun to do. I don't know. Tip, the water tank will automatically create water when it has... Oh, will automatically create ice when it has water. He's like, this is actually incredibly fun. I'm making steam power. You have an incredibly generous take on my company's operations, and for that I thank you. Next you'll say like, no. Stealing the local water supply to make steam power is actually good for the citizens that live here. It's in Lua, right? So it should not be too hard. Isn't Lua like kind of hard to get used to though? It's not Love 2D. Love 2D is like the Lua engine for games, right? This is just Lua. Yeah, I could learn Lua. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm pretty convinced I can learn any programming language. Not from like an arrogance perspective, but just because like they're not all that different usually. The hardest part is just like, how am I supposed to name my variables? How the fuck do I make an array or whatever? Okay, mine. Haskell? I mean, honestly, I could learn any language. Like, I'm not too worried about it. Throw me in like COBOL or whatever, I don't care. Just, I know how to read documentation. We're gonna make it out of here, okay? Speaking of, someone remind me in like, I don't know, 10 years or something. I have a story about some code I saw at work today. But obviously I can't say anything about it now because I still work there. But like, 20 years from now, I got a banger story for you. I don't know whose code it was. I just saw it in the repo. All right, are we winning? I have $5. Is that because it went into the thing? No, I have $25. Then what is this $5 doing here? What just happened? What was the $5 for? What? Any calendar event for 2045? Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't care about my water storage. I think our bottleneck at the moment is that we need an ice upgrader or possibly a second water dropper. Well, what affects the speed of getting this thing into the thing? Because I have 20 water. I need to speed up the water to ice process. How do I do that? Probably the temperature, huh? We'll buy an ice upgrader because you always need an ice upgrader. That's just common knowledge here. How do I get the ice to get itself on the belt? Waiter, 20 water, please. Here's that attention you ordered. Oh, increase ice growth speed. That's what I want. Yeah. Now the ice turns into ice faster. Now we're talking. Click some of this button. Dude, Igor's in here. We have so much more money than Igor. Although none of us are prestige, so we need a couple more kill streaks and headshots, of course. Did you know if you get 11 kills in a row, you can summon an AC-130 or attack helicopter? And at 25, you can summon a tactical nuke. Which doesn't make sense, because it just ends the game. And I've literally never understood why anyone ever wanted to use that as their kill streak in Modern Warfare 2. But, like, people did it all the time. I even got the title for using it once. But, like, it just ends the match. You don't even win. It just, like... It's like, you ever see Quidditch in Harry Potter and you're like, hey, cool, so it's like a 5v5 sport except only one roll at all matters? And then people are like, no, because like the golden snitch, you can technically lose even without getting the snitch. And I'm like, yeah, but can you though? Because if you're going to lose the game of Quidditch, for those of you that don't know, Quidditch is played by X amount of people on each team. And if you get the ball into the hole, you get like a point. And if you catch the golden snitch, aka the only thing that matters at all in that entire fucking game, you get 150 points, which like literally what else is everyone even doing on the field? But anyways, the game only ends when you catch the golden snitch, right? So if you're on the losing team, me personally, I would just like not catch the snitch if my team was more than 150 points down. The system is stupid, is what I'm trying to say. Like literally only one person on your entire team matters. Ice Upgrader 3. Wait, what? Oh, I already... I'm done. Yeah. That's just my take on Quidditch in general. You can let the people know I'm a Quidditch hater. It's okay. I love Harry Potter as a series. Well, loved before the gestures probably, but there we go. Cool. Well, this is fantastic. I'll just leave that running in the background because we literally don't have to do anything, and we'll see what happens. Thank you for spinning the wheel. Okay, so. This. Calling the cancel department. Don't call them on me. Call them on the fucking lady who wrote the books and just tweets random shit every 2 minutes. Just take her Twitter account away, please. What happened? Then you like read Harry Potter again with a slightly more critical lens as someone who's like not 12 years old, and you're like, hey, I don't think we're allowed to say that about people that work at a bank or whatever. Anyways, we're gonna continue on and say a couple things here. The damage. How do we do the damage? We're gonna go here. This is the part where it actually goes. So applying a dot. We're gonna have some... The thing is the fire also does a dot. So the fire should do like 1 damage per second. The frostburn should do like 5 damage per second. I'm starting to think that like we might need more than 2 effects to be combined here. Let's start with 2 and see how it feels, but I think there's probably elements of this game that you want to play around with more than just hitting them with 2 different types of thing. Maybe there's like ice that slows, and ice that slows like causes a shatter or something. I'm not sure. Not sure. Janky, I'm not sure how to parse that. And I hope it isn't meant in a mean-spirited way. Apply dot. Take damage. So take damage is easy. We just say current HP minus equals amount of HP that you have now. And I guess the dot just says for some timer you take damage every amount of thing. In the similar way to Thatcher? Who's Thatcher? Like Margaret Thatcher? I don't know who she is, but her name is in my brain. Who's Margaret Thatcher? Margaret Thatcher. Is this Handmaid's Tale? No. Conservative politics. We're closing that. I don't care for their opinions. Yeah, nope, we're just closing that. Apply dot, take damage. So for this, we literally just say, well, do you have the HP anywhere here? Where is the HP? It's on character, I guess. It's here? It's never set at all. When we're spawning the enemy, we're not actually setting this anywhere, are we? Yeah, no, we're setting the move speed here. So I guess we need a function for like set HP. And then we need a thing for HP. Or set max HP. We could also do this by just saying set stats and passing in a character like stat block object, but I think this is actually the way to do it. And we're going to use this for both characters, so there's no reason I don't have this on this one. Var HP. I just put var max HP and var current HP. Current HP. And then in ready, we're going to say current HP equals max HP. What if that HP isn't set yet? We'll do it on the set. Function set max HP. This is going to be HP amount. Do you see Roblox? It's possible. I'm going to say max HP equals max equals HP amount. Current HP equals max HP. That. Like we're going to do something like that. Okay. Now we can go ahead and use this on everybody. Let me click this to make sure the game still runs. It does. Cool. So in the main here, in the enemy manager, we're going to pick one of these enemy types. We're going to say new enemy dot target equals, wait, player references this thing. Then we're going to say new enemy dot set max HP. Wait. This is a resource. So this is okay. How do we... Oh, we don't set anything here yet. Oh. We need to select a new enemy. So we're going to say var new enemy type equals this dot choose dot choice dot choice. Is it random dot choose? Hey, Allie, how's it going? Random dot choice. How do you choose from an array? Enemy types. You don't know that you're an array. I think it is choice. Random. Pick random. That's what it is. The enemy type here. So we're going to say enemy type dot HP. This is a resource of enemy. So enemy type. Like that. And then I can do this dot. Go to work with me here. Go to work with me here, please. Or don't. That's. I didn't want you to, anyways. What is this called? Base HP. Oh, that's all I needed from you, and you couldn't give it to me. That base HP. Sweet. So now if we run this, it should set the HP. Didn't crash, which means I assume that it did set the HP. Now we can go to the enemy thing here. Enemy like this. We have our amount of HP set at the start of the game. So when we say take damage, what we're going to do is say current HP minus equals damage amounts. And then we check death condition. We only really need to do it here because it's the only time the HP ever goes down. So function, check death condition. If current HP is less than or equal to 0, you're dead. Q free for now. That's it. And for the dot, what we're going to say is maybe on the particle spawn timer, we can use this timer for both things. So the particle spawns when you're taking the dot. Or we can just have a dot timer too, that's okay. Add child node timer. This will be the dot timer. Oops, the second one should be capitalized. I think my keyboard is on its way out or something. I think it's slowly dying on me. I'm gonna go. What? Why does this is the weirdest bug in Godot? I swear to God. If you do a control, if you click somewhere else on your page and then you do a control drag, it'll put it where the old cursor is. It's super strange. Hey, I don't know why. I don't know why it does that, but it's been a bug for like 2 versions now. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, right. So on the timeout for the dot timer, we're going to say, well, we can just, at the end of this timer, we can look at the active effects and apply any damage from the active effects that you have. So we actually don't need to do anything for the, like, apply dot. This doesn't actually, we can just check the conditions that we have right now. Or we can just, you know what, let's keep it separated, because that's probably better for us anyways. Then we can stack the dots too, so maybe that's better. Yeah, that seems more fun. Okay, that makes sense. So we're gonna have state variables. We should add this over to the state variables. How does Godot as an IDE compare to VS? Okay, so here's my thing about VS. I really hate it. And you might ask me like, why do you hate VS? There's no good reason to hate VS. It's incredibly lightweight and it's good at doing everything. Yes, but I hate it. I just hate that if I want it to work with anything, I have to install like 37 different plugins, and that it's also Microsoft, which like makes me sad. VS is lightweight. Well, like VS Code is lightweight. VS is not lightweight, but VS Code is lightweight. But like, you can't take anything that I say seriously because I pay for Rider. So like, factor that into your calculus. JetBrains, Microsoft? Yeah, exactly. I do not like working in the Godot engine compared to just using Rider. I think I prefer just using Rider if it weren't for getting the app to actually like run. Yeah. Yeah. Even code is a McFucking Chromium. Yeah, it's just I don't vibe with it for some reason. Yeah, JetBrains has an app for literally everything. For work, I use Fleet. For C#, I use Rider. For Python, I use PyCharm, my beloved, the greatest IDE ever created by human beings. For Java, you can use IntelliJ, I believe is what it's called. And it's actually really nice. It makes coding in Java not like the worst feeling ever. Use Rider, so nice. Rider is, I still have my Rider license. Like I could open Rider on my computer and it would not say your free trial has expired. If you sub to me on this channel, part of your money goes to my Rider subscription. And when Fleet becomes like full access, I'm paying for Fleet. Right now it's not full access, it's in beta because cloud apps apparently are new still. Last time I tried PyCharm, I ran out of RAM. Rajanki, that might be a little bit more of a self-report than I think you intended it to be. Here's how Godot's IDE is. It's definitely not as good as Rider. I'd put it above VS Studio though. Yeah. Data grip is a constant. Compared to Rider, I think Rider is much better because like the IDE for Godot doesn't do that much. Like it's nice that you can develop it in the engine and that's the reason I use it. But as far as like the functionality of the IDE goes, it's not very good. And it's not very customizable either. I mean, I'm going to say something like that and like 14 people are going to be like, well, you can actually, I know you can. I'm just saying it's not as easy. I was in a generic B's stream today and they're talking about a stream deck and they're like, it's so nice. You can do all these things with it. And I was like, I would love to get a stream deck. But if any of you knew that I owned a stream deck, I would be like fucking burned at the stake. Right? You'd be like, why did you buy a stream deck? It's just a macro keyboard. You could just plug in a second keyboard. It's the same. I know. I'm aware. Some of you use Linux. You can make your computer do whatever you want, including apparently have the time change every time you boot up Grub for some reason. I will say, Linux and we're tight now. We had our moment like a week ago when I was trying to use Docker on a Symlink and my computer decided that instead of trying to run a Docker container, what it would rather do is commit acts of terrorism against me. And I'm like, that's fair enough, I guess. And then guess what happened? I ran out of space on my Ubuntu like install and I had to move the partitions around to make myself more space on the Ubuntu install. And if anyone has ever done that before, you know what happens. Either it works and everything's fine, or your computer goes, hey, I don't know how to computer anymore. And you have to boot to a fucking flash drive. And then on the flash drive, you say, hey, you're actually supposed to boot to this partition now. Luckily for me, I accidentally the correct position on like the boot priority. So my thing was actually totally fine. Resizing partitions is scary. It's scary, but you just have to do it. I don't know. Once I get more experience, I want to eventually move to DevOps. They make moolah. Everyone in tech makes money. I need to say something to anyone who's ever been on like CS career questions. The tech market right now might suck a little bit, but like, what do you think's gonna happen in like 5 to 10 years? Tech jobs are not going anywhere. They're only going up. Like, it's so hard for me to be like, because people are like, oh, you're being too optimistic. Like, no, I don't think I am. Like, what kind of jobs do you think people will be doing in like 10 years? It's gonna be more development work. And again, I can't say anything about what happened today, but why are you not getting a job? Because the market's on fire. Because the whole world just isn't operating right now, and like the supply chain is held up by like 2 people in Wyoming that drive a truck from one side of the Rocky Mountains to the other. And if they take a sick day off, we all just fucking die. That's why. That's why it's hard to get a job right now. Like, we had this big COVID thing, and people are like, oh, but COVID's over. No. Look at like 2008. That shit fucked our shit for like 10 years, man. We were just coming out of it, and then all of a sudden, explosion. My boss is doing everything to his power for me to not switch companies. Yeah, my current company, I think the number, I don't want to leak too much information, but I think it was something in the range of like, we need 80 people in like 3 months. It's just, so like, it's picking back up, I think, but like all of the different places in the world are going to pick up at different speeds and everything. But like, I think with all my heart, to fly with dragons in a land apart, that there's going to be this weird divide in like 5 to 10 years of people that have done development by only copy and pasting AI versus people that do development because they love doing development. And I think the two groups are going to be so insanely separate that like it'll be the equivalent of like someone doing DevOps now versus someone doing like WordPress. Yeah, that's my take on the current situation. So keep your head up, Leviathan. It sucks right now. I feel you. My mental went into the fucking gutter when I was job searching, because it's literally like, hey, if you have a 5-gallon bucket and a 3-gallon bucket, how can you make a 6-gallon bucket? And if you solve this, you can buy groceries. And if not, we'll tell you that you're not worth having money. It's like, oh, okay, this is fun. What a cool process we've made. Except now it's like, hey, can you solve that same problem 4 times in a row, every time giving the same spiel about your past 15 experience, like roles that you've had over and over? It's super cool. Internet literally told me he can't code without GPT. That's scary. But also, like, I can't blame them. Because, like, that's the situation they grew up in. It's different to me than, like, saying I can't do math without a calculator, though. Because, let me draw. This is my feeling with AI, encapsulated with like GPT and everything. This is features, and this is time complexity maybe, or something. I don't know. I feel like there's 2 routes to making apps right now. If you do the AI route, I think it looks a little bit something like this, and then it does this. Like, I think it's a tangent line if you code with, this is the GPT line. And I think if you're like a regular developer who has like some amount of years, like experience or something. Is this the way I want to say? No, this is the wrong line. Hang on. I have my axes backwards. No, sorry. Restart. Start the clip over. Unmarker. This is time and this is features. That makes so much more sense. Yeah. Okay. Because then I can do this. Amount of time it takes for a new feature. When you're using GPT, it's like the first feature is really fast, and then the second feature takes more time, and then the third one takes more time, and it takes more time. It goes like this. It does like one of these. Because you're just fighting more and more of the bloated, like weird ass code that GPT outputs. Whereas if like you're a more seasoned developer, you know the story goes a little bit more something like this. Because you have like architecture, planning, like you provision everything. You like get your new accounts all in order. You like start building your Docker containers, and then once everything's in place, it actually speeds way the fuck up. And I think new like hiring places are gonna try to find the people that code the blue path instead of the red path. Because like the red path, this gets you through college really well, and so I don't blame people that use GPT for like literally everything, because that's all they were like learned to do. That's what they know. When we have a pattern in place, all you do is attach modules to it. Exactly, yeah. But like it's like that with game dev too. Like the cleaner your start to the dev is, like the more you plan at the start, the faster stuff comes together. That's why game jams are fun, because you're not allowed to do this. But you're also not allowed to use AI, so you're not allowed to do this either. I really like game jams. They've made me such a substantially better programmer, even in like my regular job. It's actually insane. So thank you, Godot Wild Jam, and everyone for being here, because I am such a better programmer now. I definitely do have the experience where every like 5 months I go back and be like, now I know how to code, but that guy from 5 months ago, he knew nothing. And then 5 months in the future, I'm like, now I know how to code, but that guy from 5 months ago, he thought he knew nothing. Just chatting stream with 2 seconds of programming. Yeah, but like, I agree with you, but look at what we've been able to do in just 3 days compared to what we used to be able to do for like an entire week. What devs don't want you to know? Watch how this dev became a better dev using this secret. Coding more. I do think CS degree as a way to just get an easy job, make a bunch of money. I do think the golden days of that are over. But I think if you're passionate about making stuff on a computer, or even just have an interest for it, this is the easiest job to make money ever. Like it's insane. Stop sleeping just to finish a game and ruin your life. True. I remember working so hard I got sick. Depends on the country. As I said, you have a dev crisis. Yeah, it does, but I still think like if you have a passion for CS, like you will make it in this world. It's not going to be easy or like perfect, but if people want to go study computer science, I would highly encourage them to do so. I think people that are like, go into a trade, like, yeah, if you like welding, then go for it. I don't know. But if you want to just make stuff, then like, yeah, go study CS. You get to make stuff on computers, like the thing that's in everyone's fucking pocket. These jobs aren't going fucking anywhere, man. In 10 years, we'll just have AI do everything. Brother, you can't even reasonably control the thing in your pocket. Let's walk before we run, shall we? Okay, what were we doing? Your friends said you looked like shit. It's true. They said, are you sick? And I said, no. And they said, you don't look good. And I was like, thanks. We live in better times now. I'm much less stressed. I'm much less whatever. I feel like a CS degree is overrated since self-taught devs usually are better in the long run. I think that take is, and like, I'm not attacking you personally, Verdian, but I think that is the worst take that anyone ever has in this industry. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's such a weird survivorship bias, no? Like, yes, you can get your degree, like the same equivalent, like, degree, like knowledge gained from like $15 in late charges at your local library, sure, but like then you don't have a piece of paper. And jobs, listen, I've done hiring before. We don't hire people out of college because we think they know more than people that don't have degrees, right? No matter what, if you just came out of college, you fucking suck ass at programming. And that's okay. You probably just started, and that's okay. Unless you're like that prodigy that like builds some weird shit at like 14 because you don't actually have hobbies. You just had the thing that you just do whatever your parents tell you to do, and they want you to be like the fucking prodigy child that is really good at programming so they can like make the local newspaper or whatever. But like on average, if you're getting your first job in like computer science, you just suck. And that's like every company understands that. That's why right now it's really hard for us to get new people because we don't have the bandwidth for people that like are new. That's it. That's why there's like a higher, that's why senior devs are absolutely killing it and all of the other devs are like struggling to find anything. It's because companies don't want to take the risk right now because again, the entire supply chain is held up by 2 people in Wyoming. So this is all to say, if you like computers and you like programming, go study CS. It is almost 100%, like almost never not worth doing as long as you finish the degree. And if you are struggling to find a job right now, don't take it personally. I know how hard that is to say, like, I know how hard that is to hear, because literally what you're doing is going in front of an audience of people saying, am I good enough? And then 2 weeks later, you get an email literally saying no, or you're not even worth the time for them to email you. It's hard to not let that like explode your mental. I understand that. And I'm really sorry if you're going through that, because it's really just hard. And I can sit here and be like, don't worry, it's just the economy. And that doesn't soften the blow, because again, you were just told by a company full of people that you're not good enough. But their judgment doesn't mean that you're not a good programmer. It probably just means that A, they don't even know what the fuck they're looking for in the first place. And B, you just got unlucky, straight up. There are people at every company that are worse programmers than you that are working at that company. And they just skated in at a different time or whatever. Companies here don't even get their name right when they reject you. Yeah, because they probably are using like an AI to auto reject you. And I'm sorry that that's the case right now. It fucking sucks, man. It's 100%. It's the worst feeling ever. If you don't have a job and you're looking for a job, if you've never like had that experience before, it is like an actual hell, because you're like, oh, you have infinite free time. You can do nothing with it. And the whole time you're just watching your bank account approach to the zero. My personal experience usually ends up with someone just following a curriculum and knowing nothing. My job experience, self-taught devs that were given a chance, picked up everything faster and actually seemed more interested. Yeah. This is exactly my point about like the survivorship bias thing though. Self-taught devs are probably going to be like more passionate about the work because they're self-taught devs and they'd only be there if they had an interest for programming. If you are a self-taught developer, you are not hurting your chances by getting a degree in computer science. I like I said, I think the age of I want an easy job, what's an easy way to make a lot of money, I'll just go learn how to code, that's over. Like the boot camps are dead. Udemy has had its day. But if you love computer science and you like being a self-taught dev, it only can help you by going to college and getting a degree, minus the debt calculation, but that's a whole other separate conversation. If it's in a country where it's free, I literally just, I don't understand why you wouldn't go do it. This is over a phone call? That's just fucking rough. That's just disrespectful. That's honestly, you kind of take that L on the chin, because I don't think that's a place you'd want to work anyways. Can I blame Obama then if it's the economy's fault? Mostly you gotta blame the pandemic, but like as a backup, you can blame like the 2008 financial crisis, which we're still actually feeling that, yeah. Will that outweigh the time spending 4+ years versus having 4+ years of experience instead? Unless you do both school and work. You could just do both, or like, I mean, I'm gonna hit you with the best answer ever, saying it depends, but I think in most cases, yes, the paper, literally, it's just for the piece of paper. Because if we're hiring and I see that you went to college versus someone that hasn't gone to college, like we're gonna pick the college person almost every time, unless you have to be, your GitHub has to be like a fucking green flag. Like that shit's gotta be like just not like one gray pixel in there, you're fucking out, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to be so much more impressive than a person with a college degree. At 5 to 10 years of dev experience, it doesn't matter for us. Yeah. But how do you get the first 5 to 10, man? That's what I'm trying to say. It's so hard without a degree, especially right now. Trying to like skate by on a AWS cert or something. Not to say that that stuff doesn't help. That does help too, but in order, it's definitely college degree 80%, and then certs probably 10%, and like personal projects 10%. I'm just telling you what like we do here. True for people in the US. True, yeah, your mileage may vary, but I definitely think the age of boot camp and get in for free are done. So I would still recommend a degree for sure. It's just hard for me to say like, don't go to college, because that's like just a horrible advice. My first week of work through my university, not in the US though. There you go, yeah. Hate boot camps, hate their promises. They're incredibly predatory. They have helped people. Some people really like the class structure, and for them, paying $100 to some random dude with a PowerPoint that sells a Udemy course is worth it to them. So I'm not saying that if you take a Udemy course, you're a bad person, or if you sell one that you're a bad person, though I will keep my opinions on the second one to myself. That being said, everything that you could ever need to learn about programming, you can learn through Google or ChatGPT. So what I would do if you're learning via ChatGPT is just don't copy any code. Actually, that's the same advice for like Stack Overflow. Never copy code. Just do the work, type it yourself, and you will infinitely have a better understanding of what's going on just by doing that. This 1 out of 10,000 got into Microsoft. You can't too. Please don't ask about the other 900. Yeah. Well, and like that's the thing with the anti-college people is, especially people that are like Elon Musk, that are like, oh, well, the most talented people don't go to college. Do not trust those people because they know that they can pay you less if you didn't go to college. Their motives and your motives are not aligned. That one, I really hate that take. When it's like, yeah, like Mark Zuckerberg, like, well, some of our best engineers never went to college. Yeah, man, sure. And you're a college dropout. I'm sure you're so proud of that. I would have dropped out of college too if I made $30 million on random ass adventure, like, what is it called? Adventure Capitalist? That's the game. Venture capital. There we go. If I had like $10 million in venture capital funds, I'd quit college too, motherfucker. That's work at my university as a sysadmin. See? Perfect. College uni is amazing. I just feel like CS degree is not that necessary to be a good dev. The argument is never, do you need a CS degree to be a good dev? Because that is just instantly no. Obviously not. Like, there you can be incredibly talented with or without a degree. Does it help you? Yes. I think that is an irrefutable thing. Is it the best use of your time mathematically possible in every situation? No. On average, is it probably better than not getting a degree? Almost unequivocally yes. So unless you are that exceptional kid who maybe isn't all that exceptional, but maybe just had their parents force their hobbies on them from a young age so that they could be featured in the local newspaper, I suggest college. Yeah. For CS especially. Also, you learn a lot of math stuff, and some of the self-taught people are great programmers but really bad at math. And you can be both, but it's a kind of a jarring thing sometimes. Like, because you like, my honest take on all of this is to quote the really famous mathematician whose name I don't remember, but I remember that he's Japanese. That's got to be worth at least like 1 out of 100 points. The first time you read something, you don't understand it. I think when you go to university, you take 4 years to just not understand things, and then when you leave, you start to be able to pick stuff up really fast. University's still bad at math. I have a degree in math. I'm still bad at math. Ask me any math question right now. I probably can't answer it anymore. But what I learned was the way to learn how to approach math problems. And that's more valuable than knowing like 37 times 49 off the top of your head or whatever the fuck. I feel like CS doesn't prepare you for actual work programming. Yeah, nothing does. This gives you the building blocks. I would pay $80,000 for the building blocks. I think that that's a fair trade. Not $80,000. I paid $60,000 for the building blocks, and I do not regret it. Yeah. That's like, yeah. Nothing prepares you for any work ever, except for maybe working at a company that's similar to the one you work at. But I know you're a programmer, and I know that you know this is true. Even your job doesn't prepare you for your fucking job. Like, you're gonna have a job, I don't know, just pulling ideas out of a hat here, building models for some company, and then 6 months later they're gonna be like, "Can you write CDK code?" And you'll be like, "What the fuck's a CDK, bro?" Guess who's gonna pivot? It's not gonna be the company. It's your ass learning some new framework every 2 months. So that's what I'll say to that one. All you gotta do in this life is just be flexible. Not survival of the fittest, it's survival of the one most adaptive to change. You know what I'm saying? What is it, the thing where it's like, hang on a minute. Houston, we have a small problem. I went to check when my pre-rolls are back, and Twitch is letting me know that the pre-rolls have been on for negative 28,000 minutes, which seems like a long time. That seems like a little bit too much. I'm not an expert, but that seems like a big number. Small indie company? True. True. Perfectly fine. I can see on my thing that it's been an hour, so I'm gonna run them anyways, and we're just gonna let this figure out what it means by that on its own time, I suppose. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna rest my voice for a second and get more water. Want to reload the page, and I'll lose my thing. I'll reload the page. I've reloaded the page. And now it's in. Now it says 0. Nice. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water and actually start some tea because my throat hurts a little bit because I've been yapping a little bit too much. You guys want keys or Subway Surfers today? Or Minecraft parkour? Is there Terraria parkour? Is this a thing? World record. There's the tower. Chinese TikToks? Sorry, I don't have Redbook downloaded. Very well, a Terraria parkour map? Just how OP can you make mages in Terraria? That's not really what I asked for, but... 4 videos in a grid? Alright, come on now. You ask too much of me. There's Terraria 1cc completion mid-expert. Can I just say like 10 hours? This is a weirdly under-charted part of the internet. Someone could be like, instead of Minecraft parkour for 10 hours, they could be doing Terraria parkour 10 hours. I'll do Minecraft. 3 hours of parkour with shaders in Minecraft, no falls, relaxing sleep. They say no falls, but do they mean it? Watch this guy for me. See if he's see what he's up to. If he falls. And I will be right back. BRB. All the pirate software clips. Uh-oh. I wonder what's gonna happen with that. Triple down. I'm gonna give my brain 2 to 3 weeks to 1, let everything simmer, and 2, see where everything goes before I have an opinion. Yeah. Getting closer to senior? Let's go! In my case, I studied a lot on my own, even before university. And I'm still not good at math. That's okay. You don't have to be good at math. Please understand that was a non sequitur. You don't gotta be good at math. No one has to be good at math. Not anymore. You just ask the internet. Actually, I take that back. You can't ask the internet anymore because now the AI thinks that it can do math. And though we've done nothing but have computers add the number 1 and 1 together to make 2, we have somehow arrived full circle at a position where we have built a computer that can't do math. Which is interesting. I would not ask ChatGPT to do math. It's not very good at it. My favorite tweet of all time, I think, is the one that says that with rigorous training that they got some like open source version of ChatGPT to be able to do times tables up to 12 by 12 accurately. And the first comment under that was, you taught a computer how to do math. Really groundbreaking stuff here, guys. Probably my favorite tweet of all time. Was he did 2 SWAT attempts yesterday? Thankfully he's in cahoots with his local police. He's smart for that, yeah. I don't know, man. People are coming out of the woodwork to hate on that guy, and I don't fully understand that. I understand being mad at him for some of the things that happened, for sure, and I understand not liking his attitude towards a lot of the things that happened. But people are just like professional haters too. I saw someone on like the live stream fail post an 8-month-old clip of day 9. Like they had to have that motherfucking clip in the fucking chamber, man. 8 months? You've been holding on to that one? 8 months? That is insane hating. That's why I can't even like pretend to be a little bit of a hater. There's too many sweats in the game, man. Even Soda came out just to flame the shit out of Thor. I don't think... Well, okay, it's hard to say people deserve or don't deserve things when it comes to like Twitch streamers because they're just operating on a different level of like reality than the rest of us. But I don't think anyone like deserves to get flamed to death for just bad decision making in a video game or something. I don't know. And it's like, yeah, they're not saying that. They're saying it's his response to the whole thing. I'm like, I agree. It's definitely wasn't optimal responses, but I don't know. I'm gonna give my brain like I said, 2 weeks to let it all sort itself out before I give any real opinions on anything. I'm not under any duress to give an opinion right now. I definitely watched the stream a little bit just out of curiosity today, and it 100% came off of the vibe of like someone that is clearly bothered but isn't trying to let it bother them, and I almost was like, just turn the stream off, brother. Like, you don't gotta be here today. You can take some time off for you, man. You don't gotta be putting yourself through this. I'll tell you what, if I was in his position, that's a week, maybe 2 week vacation for me. Are you kidding me? I ain't coming back. I'm gonna let that all... I won't even make a fucking tweet. I'm going dark 2 weeks minimum, and then I'll come back and be nice, cool, calm, and collected and have my statement ready, but ain't no way I'm coming up the next day being like, actually, everything's fine. Because it's not. It's okay to not be fine. My man's getting like the whole weight of the internet thrown at him at the moment. Just sign off, brother. Take a paid vacation. People aren't unsubbing to you in the meantime. It's all good, brother. You still get paid. Take a week off, 2 weeks off. Go hang out with the ferrets. Go write some game dev code. You don't gotta be here, man. Cause like he took a day off, yeah, but then he said it's like, oh, just because it was someone's birthday, maybe it was his kid or something, and I'm like, okay, Shay, I don't know who Shay is, but apparently someone had a birthday. It's like, I don't know, man. Keeps adding fuel himself. Maybe, like I said, I'm gonna two weeks before I really have an opinion. I'm sure. Like I said, I don't think it's hard to find a streamer that handles those kinds of situations well. Sans like Day 9 or Northern Lion are ones that I've seen be able to like recover from something like that. Day 9 is a fucking legend about this because he can just get on camera and be like, I messed up. You know what I mean? And it's so hard to do that when your brand is like the guy that knows things, right? Because like you can't just like get up and character assassinate yourself either. That's a whole other like situation you gotta avoid. Banning his chat. I almost can't even get mad at the chat banning thing too, because like how would you feel if you make a mistake and your whole chat's just like, oh, remember that mistake? I'm sure he knows, man. Blaming everyone, tripling down, making an apology, not responding to all the reactors. He's just in duress. I don't know. It's like when your friend has a really bad breakup and all of a sudden they're like, I'm getting really into pottery. Sometimes you got to be like, I'm going to let you have 4 days. I'm going to be your best friend for 4 days and then we'll discuss what happened, okay? Yeah, you know, you feel me? It's just hard for me to be like, super judgmental about someone that just took a fucking beating like that. I'm like, yeah, his initial response wasn't great either. I agree, but like, I don't know. The stuff he's doing now, I almost want to give everyone on both sides a pass, just because they're all just like stuck in their 18-year-old mentalities of trying to be internet relevant. It's a different game for them than it is for us. Actively feeling it makes it worse. You just gotta let your friend be into pottery for like 4 days, man. I don't know. You like show up at the kiln with them, you know, you're like, yeah, this is really you, man. And then after a week, you're like, okay, we need to have a talk. I'm not supporting your pottery career pivot, but I just wanted to know, I wanted you to know that I was like there for you when you needed it, you know? Shout out to Jonah the Goat. This story is based on real phenomenon. My hero for buying me store-bought cookies when I was going through a breakup. What a fucking legend. I hope all friends have a friend like Jonah when they're going through a breakup. Nice to be able to play multiplayer without drama. None of those fuckers can, man. Every person that has more than like 40 viewers on twitch.tv, if they play a game with any other person, some shit's gonna start. Doesn't matter who, doesn't matter what, it's just the way it goes. That's just the human condition, I suppose. Like I said, I'm not excusing him for anything. Or like defending him for anything. I don't have an opinion yet. I may never have an opinion. Maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't need to be super involved in the lives of people that aren't personally I'm close to or whatever. I don't really watch his content much anymore, but I did for a little bit. At least the like YouTube shorts and stuff. What does Jarul think? Now we're asking the real question. Let me get like fucking Matt Damon on the phone and get his take on this. Then I can inform my own. I'll only know after a 6-hour H-Bomber Guy video how I'm supposed to feel. Then we can talk. How did you not take damage from that? What the fuck? Isn't that like the thing? When you're coming off the slime blocks, don't you have to like cancel the damage somehow? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, definitely today. It just seemed like if I were him, I'd turn the camera off, brother. You don't need to be there. But it's all good. I'm even more surprised he was playing WoW today, to be honest. That seems like almost provocative. Again, it's his channel. He can do whatever he wants, but that seemed... I definitely would have taken a day to just be like, I'm playing Sun Voltex. If it were me. Anyways, it's not me, so that's the good news. So we're going to apply dots. So we're going to have a list of dots. Something like this. Var dots. And the way we can do this is something like this, where it's the damage and then the duration. And then this can be in ticks. So the dot timer is going to be, let's say 0.1. Well, should we tie that to frame rate? 60 frames a second. So what's every 5 frames is what? 0.2? How the fuck did I get to that? More dots, more dots, more dots, less dots. So if there's 60 frames a second and I want to do it every 5 frames, that means it happens 12 times a second. So 100 divided by 12 is going to be 8.3 repeating, of course. So it's going to be 0.08333, something like that. That's like once every 5 frames-ish. And then we can say, this is how many ticks it's going to take. This is the damage that it does. And maybe we should have like a little bit of text float up above the thing in the like number or like color corresponding to the damage that you're taking. So that way you can see like the damage actually applying. That'd be kind of cool, I think. The thing is, if these dots get applied on different frames though, you probably want to see like a string of numbers actually. Yeah. If you think about it, if your worst career moments is just you being a douche, that is still pretty nice compared to what usually happens to streamers, YouTubers. Yeah. That's why I got worried when you were saying, like, did you see the drama yesterday? I was like, oh, no. Like, but poor play in a video game and then just being a typical gamer about it could have been worse. Could have been worse. I thought he was about to be like, you guys see that new president getting inaugurated? And I'd be like, I don't know. I kind of feel similar about people that are like, I actually don't want to talk about politics. Brother, it's all politics, all right? I don't want to talk about politics. I just want to talk about the price of egg. Guess what the price of egg is determined by? You'll never believe it. Oh man, it's fine. Dots. So this actually doesn't work. This doesn't work the way that I want it to, so I'm gonna delete it. We should have... Well, how do I want it to work then? It goes down in chunks of like 15 seconds or 0.15. What effect do I want to see from it? So I want to see that if you're running around and something has a dot on it, every X amount of frames, it like the number floats up off the character. So something like this is your dude. The thing is, I can't just say at the end of some timer display all the different things, because then all the numbers are going to be right on top of each other. That's no fun. So what it should do instead is when the thing is applied, have some standard amount of time set for each like dot tick. It starts immediately, and then it has a counter on each frame. When it reaches the end of that counter on the frame, then it displays the next like tick thing. This is going to take a little bit like some time for me to figure it out, but I'm going to put properties here. I mean, multiple numbers per second, isn't that insane? I don't think so. It's just a different way of doing it. I guess it's not necessary. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I guess you could like stack them all together, and that's fine too. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Let's just do that then, shall we? So I do want to add that timer back then. Call it the dot timer. The dot timer. And we'll add a timeout to this. So dot timer dot timeout dot connect. And we'll say applied dots. So then I'm reach second and calculate the damage per frame and add it all up. Yeah, but that's not really the effect that I want to happen. But I don't, this is actually okay. So we'll say function apply dots. We're gonna say if effects, if active effect, we're gonna do something like this. So if active effects has fire, then we're gonna say take damage 1 for the fire, why not? And if active effects dot has frost burn, should be underscore. Then we'll say take damage 10, something like this. And then in this, I want to have the damage color. So fire will be red. Red. And this will be blue? Blue. What kind of damage type is this? I can just say, well, how about I just do it by damage type? This is fire, and this is frost. This is frostburn. Like that. We just do that. That's so much easier. Now, in the take damage thing, take damage here, damage amount like this. This will be ice. So we have damage amounts, damage type, and then we need a map from damage type to color. What? This song sounds sweet, but it doesn't really fit the vibe. But you're cool. You're cool. You're just not. I need something else right now. Okay. So, properties here. Properties. Song didn't pass the vibe check. It had good vibes. It just wasn't. I just wasn't the right vibe. It's like walking into an electro swing club in techwear. It just doesn't, like, you're cool. Don't get me wrong, but you should have not been let through the gates. Var color name to RGB. We're gonna go something like this. Red. I'm lazy, so we'll say color 8 to 255 0 0. Then we're gonna have not red. This should be fire. This should be damage type to color. Damage type to color, like that. Fire. We'll make another one that's gonna be frost. Frostburn. Let's pick a color for frostburn. Color hexa. Maybe something like this. How about teal? I want like a lighter teal. Something like this. This looks like frostburny. Yeah, that's what I want. No, that kind of just looks like the ice damage, huh? It should be like, well, if we're really cool, it'd be blue at the top and like shaded black at the bottom. That would look really sick. or maybe like blue and red, but we're gonna keep our lives simple and just say like blue. So this is good enough. This is 80-80. Okay, so we're gonna do 80-80. Color 8, 0, 80, 80. And then for ice, we can do like a pure teal. So color 8, we do cyan. And I think that's, yeah, it's just 100, 100. These are not correct. Why do you say only 100? Shouldn't it be 0, 255, 255? Yeah, 0, 2. You piece. 0, 255, 255. This should actually not be 80, 80 then. This should be a different number. I'm going to do like 200, 200. Something like this. Yeah. And then we're going to spawn the damage text and have it tween up to the top of the character. So you can see that it took damage. Damage text will just have a black outline, show the current damage, and then tween up to the top and then die. So we're going to make a thing here. Add child node. This will be a label. Plain text. You can still do stuff with this, right? Yeah. So if I said like 25, we don't have a font. Let's go get Thalia. I miss you, Thalia. Thalia that makes enemy opponent spells cost... Sorry, that makes non-creature spells cost 1 more mana to cast. I probably used it here. Assets, fonts. It's Thalia, there you are. Thank you. Is it actually called Dalia? It could be. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Control V. No? Import. Yeah, it should leave it here too, right? Yeah, it does. Okay. Assets. Where'd the text go? Hello? There it is. Assets. We're gonna make a new folder here. Called the text. And then we can drag the thing here into the text. There we go. What am I having my letting 2 people die on purpose in hardcore WoW moment in web fishing? I don't know. Jacko punched me into the fucking ocean the other day while I was fishing. Maybe that counts. You know what happens if you're trying to catch a fish and someone punches you into the water? Take a guess. I actually don't know the answer because I wasn't fishing. It was actually a victimless crime. We're going to say font. Theme. Open. Assets. Sprites. Assets. Why do I call it text? It should be called font. Cancel Jago? I would love to. Cancel Jago's RuneScape subscription. So we can play more Roblox together. Font. There we go. Project settings. Font Thalia. Open. Close. Control S. Exit the video game. Let me hit this button again. New game project. Reopen it. And now it has the correct text. Yes. Oh dear God. Res scripts enemy GD with parse error. With parse. Oh no. Oh, I don't feel good. What? No, you're okay. You're okay. I don't like when it does that. That makes me worried. If I hit play, does the game explode? We're okay. Everything's okay. And the enemies still spawn. Okay. We're gonna be okay. Theme overrides. Constants. We're gonna say colors. We're gonna set this on our own. Font sizes. This is going to go to... This shit's always fucky. I think we have to say 16, and that makes it the size it is right now, but I want to say 32 to make it slightly bigger. Perfect. Styles. Where's center? Vertical alignment. No. Displayed text. No. Is this not on a label? Wait. Theme over it. Oh. There's no thing for center. What? What the fuck? Why can't you just center this? Well, that sucks. Huh? Might be mixing it up. I don't know, man. That's fair. Label settings. Oh, is it right where it says horizontal align, perhaps? It's probably where it says that right there. Okay, that's good to know. This needs to be like here, though. How do I make you here? Also, this needs to be larger in case it's like a 4-digit number. I have to sneeze. Oh, I wasn't fast enough on the mute button. Damn it. It's okay, there's the second one. Don't worry, I got it. Apparently I don't have to sneeze anymore. Whoops. This. No! Font outline is black. Outline size, we'll probably say 10. Nope. How about 8? That looks pretty good. It's like a little under aliased, which is weird. Probably because the size is too small. Well, that's fine. Okay. Food? Yeah, what'd you get? Exclusive Sky Gray sneeze. I actually never sneeze. Sneezing is not normal. It's not tisk tisk, it's Tasukaru. What? Nanikore. Okay, so this is perfect. You're perfect just the way you are. This is gonna be damage text. We're going to prefab this now, which might seem a little bit strange. We're gonna save it as damage text. One of those cheap and dirty Japanese style diners and got Chinese food. That sounds fucking amazing. I hope you have a great time. I hope it's delicious. Okay, so this is prefab now. We can delete this. We're going to, well, actually bring it back for a second. I'm gonna attach the script. Damage text. Ready frame, we're gonna say tween equals get tree, create tween. Hello, create tween dot tween properties. We're gonna tween property. It's going to be self scale. It's going to be vector 2D. Vector 2, we're gonna say 1, like this, and then we're gonna say in 1 second, like this, and then we're gonna make a new one. So this is scale tween. Then we're gonna make a second one, var movement tween, get tree dot create tween, and then we're gonna say movement tween dot tween property, and we're gonna say self position Y. We're gonna move up to position. What's your current position? What's your vector, Victor? Minus 43 by minus 15. We want you to go further up, so I'm gonna say minus 35. Why not? And also take 1 second to get there. But that's probably too fast or too slow. Let's say 0.5 seconds. This, and then we're gonna say movement tween dot tween property, or dot tween. Can you do a wait tween interval? You're gonna wait 0.5 seconds, let's say, and then you're gonna say movement tween dot callback queue free. So this is gonna make the thing start where it is, scale up like as text, and move up on the thing, and then once it hangs out around there for like 0.5 seconds, then it's dead. Okay, we're good. We can save this. We can delete. Yep, delete. We're gonna go here. We're going to go get the reference to the thing. Scenes here. Where did I put damage text? There you are. I don't know why you're in the wrong spot. Actually, let's move you home first. Is queue free meant to be a function call? No, it's a reference to the function, not the actual function call. If you actually call the function there, it'll have a void callback. But nice attempt on the catch there. That could have been a bad thing. Okay, apply dot take damage. So here's the damage thing. We're gonna say current HP minus equals damage amount because it's callback. Yeah, exactly. Then we're gonna say damage text dot instantiates. We're gonna say var damage text equals damage text instantiate. Damage text dot color. What is your thing? This is you. I want to change your color. It's theme overrides font color. Oh, hang on. So it's theme overrides. Add theme font size. Font theme color. Font override. Font size override. Style box. Remove. That's not good. I probably want add theme font color. Font color. If I just say color, does that add theme color override? Does that maybe do what I want? Ring name. Font color. Weird. And then I'm gonna say damage type to color damage type. I think that does what I want it to do. I don't actually know. Add child damage text. Let's find out. If I can hit someone with the fire thing, it should make a fire damage appear above their head. Brain melt function names, a little bit. If I do this, it should have a 25. It does not. Maybe we can go like this. Nope. It's not looking like it's working. Why? Why isn't it working? Are you taking damage? I bet you're taking damage. Is the damage text... It's visible. Does the damage text not have a script? Does it not have a default text? The default text should just say 25. If I remember correctly, I set it to be 20. Okay, let's walk through this one by one then. Where's the enemy? We're gonna go here. I'm gonna click this because I assume that it should be working. Switch to fire mode. Hit. It's never taking damage. Oh, why not? Apply dots, because this isn't on auto start. That's probably why. Yep, that's exactly why. And I'm gonna set this to be 0.08333 again. Auto start, not one shot. There we go. Let's try again. I feel like this isn't super well optimized, but it'll work. Now we're here. Add child does not exist in node 2D enemy. Oh, I did the damage type. Oops. Text. Try again. Boop. I think I already read brain melt function name and I didn't respond to it the first time. Why didn't I just shoot two things at once? 25. Yes. It's spawning a new one like every 2 seconds though. You're on fire forever. More 25s. Yes. Now you can see the damage that everybody's taking. They're just taking 25 damage forever. It's crazy. Oh, and they are actually eventually dying too. I just realized. The fire is actually killing them because it does one damage like per second for forever. Why isn't it tweening though? The script never actually got attached. It was only attached in the scene. I thought that might happen and I just didn't. Yep. Hey Poison, how's it going? Welcome in. How are you? Var, this is gonna be scale tween. This damage text, by the way, if I go to scale, transform scale, I want you to start at 0.1 actually. Equals get tree dot create tween this scale tween dot tween property self. It's gonna be scale and then vector 2 1 1 and then 0.5 and then var. I love this song. Actually, this is a remix of the one I like. No, it's not. It's the original. Again, this is good, but you're not. It's not the right vibe. But Zach, you get the pass. Var height tween equals get tree dot create tween. I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for asking. I really appreciate the question. The question again, for those of you who were wondering, was how am I? And I would love to answer such a question for you. I think to answer that, I need to first start with the circumstances of my birth. I'm going to say position Y, and we're going to say minus... How's 20 pixels? Minus 35? That might be too many pixels, but we'll see. I wish the dyslexia stream tag was spelled incorrectly. That's actually really funny. And then again, I would never know, so. Tween interval, we're gonna say 0.5, and then height tween dot tween callback q free. Get the fuck out of here, man. Sorry for distracting me. What are you talking about? You're fine. I was just making a little bit of joke because I have food poisoning. That's not quite right. My man is like taking damage bigly. Jesus Christ, it's like a fucking machine gun over there. All right, we're gonna turn the dot timer way the hell up. That's really funny. We're gonna say 0.2. If nobody was chatting, he would be distracted. It's true, actually. Why is this so far to the left? How the fuck did you get over there? What? Go home. Go to like here. Oh, because the scale is all cooked. You can't do scale and position because it doesn't make sense. I think you can. You just have to. It's just a little bit weird. Let me try that. I forgot about that weird thing. So if I hit you now, you're still kind of going to the right, which I don't like super appreciate. You're going up for sure, but you're also going to the right, and I don't really understand why. It's probably because this needs to be 0, 0. But then if you're 0, 0, you're gonna be like slightly offset from the start. It's kind of a look, to be honest. I don't know. It works. It's almost like too much on the screen at once, though. Maybe the fire actually should do no damage. It's very target-minded. I get it, I guess. I just, I don't know. If I wanted to just keep my head down and code, I would just turn off the stream, I suppose. I like hanging out with y'all. I like talking and chatting and having a good time. Increment the number instead of spawning new ones could look cleaner. True. That's an idea. Well, maybe not, because I agree with you, but I don't think that's the effect that I want for this. I'm gonna turn this up to 0.4, I guess, and this thing is just really fucked. It's the scale that's messing it up, because it's when it well, even if it's at 0, 0, why does the scale mess it up though? Why is it still growing to the right? Because as the scale increases, oh, because it goes this way when the scale increases. It's not like centered on the anchor. Where the hell did you just go? Oh, you went over here. That's crazy. No, no, no. But now if you scale you up, it actually keeps you in place, right? Sort of. We would almost need like a wrapper element for this. Frequency of numbers too high for one source of damage. I turned up the dot timer, so it should be better now. Might have to reset the anchor. Can do it in code. The thing is, like, if it was like this, when it's growing, it's only growing like the size when the scale goes up. Like if I switch this to '2, it's only growing to like the bottom left and right. I actually don't know how to make that not be the behavior. It's scaling it this way, and I've never really considered this for like something you can modify. Probably a way to do ruler mode, pan mode, change an object's rotation pivot, selectable nodes, scale mode, rotate mode, move mode, skeleton options. Make a parent control, increase the size of that. Yeah, I was trying to avoid that, but I think that's what you have to do. We can just make a new node here and call it a control, and then do little swapsies. Can't reparent. Ooh, really? Is that? But you'd actually run into the same problem, I think. Hey Zeke, how's it going? Right click control, do make parent. Make parent. Make parent. Make parent. Make parent. Reparent to new node. Make scene root. Probably the way you do that. So now I can set this to be the center. Oops. So this is just your home. And then you anchor to fill this thing. Like that. If you scale now, I guess you'll scale from the center? Actually not sure about this. Yeah, there we go. That looks pretty nice, actually. I think I need to make the numbers like disappear a little faster, but that's actually not bad. Holy shit, it works. Sometimes it just works, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, it's because the scale is set to be nothing, nothing. Wait. If I set this to 0.5, what happens? God damn it. We were so close to greatness. We were this close. Damn it. Hey, Nano, what's going? It just works. Because now I set you to this, and now you're going to be all fricked up in the gills, huh? Use opacity instead of scale? But the scale looks cooler. But the scale looks so much cooler. It like grows out of them. Why does it grow to the right, man? Scaling the control instead? Okay. If I'm here and I say transform, and I scale you to 2, it moves it still, yeah. Scale moving this to the right. How do I make it scale from the center? I bet other people have had this problem. Go to scale from center. Putting it into a center container, then animate its minimum rectangle size. That should be one way to go. Change the pivot offset to center. Fuck off. It's actually the pivot. That's rotation pivot. No way. I'm gonna be so mad. If I... What the fuck? The 4-leaf clover thing? This? This? It's in the actual control settings, not on the tab at the top. Oh, wait. So it's here? Pivot? There's pivot offset. Is this the thing? This doesn't make any sense to me. Pivot offset and transform. So if I set this to be the... I'm so confused. So the pivot offset is here now? What? I know what you do. I know what you do. We set this to be some standard size, like say 90 by 30. And then we set this to be 45, 15. And then we can take this whole last thing and put it over here. Yeah. And now, if it scales, it should only scale in one direction. Yep. But of course, the first thing you did with the pivot was right. Oh, really? I didn't know if that was working or not. Oh, okay, it works though. Can we get rid of this thing now? Can I? So if I reparent, or sorry, if I make scene root, everything should be. What have I done? What have I done? Delete you. Where are you? You're so tiny. Go back to 0, 0. This is your home now. Anchor top left, and then I just put you in the center instead. I need the pivot offset to be directly on the center, and it is there. Why is the text like not centered though? That is not horizontal aligned. What the fuck is this? Why is it outside of the... Oh. Is it because this is too small? What? Does someone want to explain to me if I say center left, it leaves the fucking box? What the fuck? Hey, we saw that your element starts at 10 pixels, so we decided to put the first part of your element at -5 pixels. Yeah, sure. I appreciate that. That's so... What? Huh? Huh? Hey, Generic. We were talking about you earlier. Throw all the control nodes out the window. Generic, so I took a meeting. I was watching your stream today, and I took a meeting. And when I came back, you were messing with grid containers, and I think you were asking chat for help, and I completely abandoned. I was gonna type something, but the only thing I know how to do with grid containers is throw my computer into like a dumpster fire after I try to understand how grid containers work for like 45 minutes, and then give up and use control nodes anyways. But how are you? I was like, do I help? And then I realized I can't help, so I'm just going to leave. I hate them so much. And everyone's like, just use grid containers. And then it's like, it's just a line. Just shut up. They don't work. They never work. They never fucking worked one time. Trying to make a game using only control nodes. That's basically what GeoBlock is. So, hey, why does this align left leave the page? I'm going to click align right, and I don't even... That one looks fine to me. Do you think you're just smaller than you actually are? Do you think you're just like not as much of a little guy as you thought? How would I even... If I go here, then it's going to do the weird scaling, though. If I set this to be like 120, that somehow made it worse. Okay. Brother, what? I'm going to make this number bigger, and if it moves the 25, I'm going to cry. Time to cry. What the fuck? I don't understand. How could that be a part of the... You're not... That's not what you do. That's not your job. That's not what you're supposed to... That's not who you are. You're not being yourself today. If I set this to be bigger, and then I set you to 45, does it start to... I'm not even going to pretend to know. I'm going to hit the play button, and we're all just going to move on with our lives. And I'm going to hit you with the fire attack. And it will just work. Cool. This needs to be a lot less time. Maybe something like this. Maybe this can be a little bit faster too. Add some NPSV and VR. Yep. Just do the margin 50%. Or with 50% margin auto. Congratulations, your div is centered. Oh, you need to have things in your div too? God help us all. Okay, well. Turns out if you just mess with the numbers a little bit, things do eventually work. Maybe it's because 90 divides by point... Oh, yes, a nice clean 1.99999999709. That's why it worked? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing, little bro. Cool. Center all the divs? I can center like 2 divs, but any more than that, you're asking for violence. Okay, this works. I need the color to work and the damage text to work as well. The color actually already does work. I need the text to be set now. So in the enemy thing, we're going to have the text. Where are you? Show me this guy. Damage text, add theme color. We're going to say damage text dot text dot label. What are you? It's just text, right? Yeah, it's just text. Equals string damage amounts. Hey, Cobalt, how's it going, buddy? How are you? Why did my music stop? Start it from the top. Okay, so now if I hit you, it should show ones. Yes, and if I hit you with this thing, yeah, the game crashes. Prosper and untyped dictionary. Oh, because I didn't put an underscore? That's fair. Cool, try again. So I hit you with the fire form. We go like this. You take 1 damage. I switch to ice form. Now you take 10 damage. I hit you with fire form. You take 1 damage. I hit you with ice form. Now you're iced up, so if I hit you with fire, you take 50 damage. Yes, it's working. We have a video game. Sick. Aiming is still really messed up, and also the text isn't always visible. We should make the text always visible. This should have layer, visibility, nope. We need a Z, ordering, and then you're gonna say this doesn't affect the, I know control node, it's okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Awesome. I'm so excited for the other animations, dude. It's gonna be so sick. Now you take 10 damage until you die. Yes, it's working. I should make the shatter do way more because the frostburn kind of seems like the way to go. Small arrow that points to the current target. It should just go towards this closest one and it'll be more intuitive. This isn't your only attack. This is just like the basic one. But it's kind of like Vampire Survivors where you don't actually control much of like what's going on. You're kind of just more like a movement bot. Something like that. But like we got a game here. You should be using shatter more. So the thing with the game is you're in fire form a lot less than you're in ice form. Sorry, other way around. You're in ice form a lot more than you're in fire form. Okay, do the shatter, please. Shatter, shatter. I missed. Try again. Shatter, shatter, shatter. Oh my god. Shoot towards these guys. Yay, it worked. Cool. It should remove the debuffs too, but it's not doing that for some reason. Okay. The debugger is probably yelling at me about tweens or what? Target object is freed before starting tweener. Target object freed before starting aborting tweener. What is this on? Scene animation tween. Scene animation tween. What tween is this? Probably you, right? 0.5.5? No, you're good. Change the mouse cursor to a circle? I think you just don't have the cursor at all. I think it just shoots at the closest thing. But you're gonna have more than one spell, so you don't worry too much about like the one thing not working. Or like not being able to aim the one thing. Because one, this projectile just needs to be like 10 times bigger. And two, it'll delete itself on the first impact usually too. This is just your starting attack. You'll get more like upgrades as you go. What are the other spells? I was talking to Rosati about this. We're trying to figure it out. We have the... So in ice form, you have a couple different things. You have the basic like little bolt. We're gonna have a like Frost Nova type effect where it's a circle around you. Frost Nova. And then we're gonna have one more, which is like what? What did I text Rosati? Let me see. One moment. Oh yeah, like a big ass snowflake. So it's like the bolt one, but instead it's like this gigantic snowflake that you fire that like starts small when it leaves your body and then like slowly grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can upgrade it to like move faster, spawn more icicles and stuff. But it basically starts with your character and like goes this way and then like grows as it travels out. New snowball? A little bit, yeah. Actually a good way of putting it. And then in fire mode, so the fire ones, they're really bursty. So when you first switch to fire mode, there's an ability that'll go off where you basically like turn into a fireball. So you have like the regular bolt, right? Just the regular old dude. But then you have like the fireball thing where your character gets like a fire around them and you basically go like supernova. You can go super fast. You have iframes. You can just like run through a bunch of enemies and then it cools off. And then you also have like a meteor swarm. 5-bolt and fine ball. Let's go. Yeah, didn't you like 5 bolts and fine ball? And then the last one is like a meteor storm. Meteor storm. And I think this will just go the whole time you're in the fire form. It'll just become less and less frequent. But the thing with the fire form is like it's like one burst. So you mostly are playing in ice form. You switch to fire form. You go super fast. Ton of iframes. Big bunch of damage. Meteors are falling down. You're flying around the map, and then you're like cooling off. So you start to move slower and slower, and you're forced to switch back to ice mode because your like stuff stops working. That's the idea here. So I think what we can do next is let's scale up the projectile. I want to scale the projectile. I want to fix the weird momentum shifting thing that's happening that really bothers me. And then we'll add our player being able to take damage and like the game being able to end. Then we'll do menus for like restarting and all that stuff. And then we'll do the other attacks. And then we'll do the fire form scaling. And then that's kind of everything I had planned. So from there we get to do more fun stuff. Dragon's Breath. I'm starting with 3 and 3, but I love the ideas. I'm trying to keep this scoped down as much as possible. Because like the last jams we've done, we haven't got to like implementing the game before we started to like build these systems that allows us to implement more stuff, and then we kind of have to like rush the ending thing. So If we have time, I would love to add more attacks and maybe even some like dice you could pick up, and the dice are like extra power ups or something, because that's one of the other theme things. But I'm trying to do the main theme first, because oftentimes we get so far in the weeds we forget to do that one part. It's not great. Thanks for stopping by, Leviathan. Have a good sleep. I hope to be sleeping soon myself, hopefully, tonight. I don't know if I will, because I drink like 30 gallons of caffeine. Hopefully I'll be able to. I need more tea though. Tomorrow might be a no voice day. We'll see. But I definitely will still stream tomorrow, because I'm really excited with this game. I want to get as much done as I can. Okay, so let's scale up the projectile. Let's go to the projectile here. Projectile here. You need to be like twice as big. So sprite, size, scale, yeah. Instead of this, we're gonna say 0.25, double the size. Hitbox, we just double this as well. So we go to the collision shape. We're gonna just say 20 px radius. Perfect. That at least makes the game a little bit better to handle, I think. So something like this. Now if I shoot you, that's 1,000 times better. Even without the aiming thing, that's already like way more fun to play with. Does it like curve as it goes out? It does. I figured it out. Did you see it? Did you see why this is happening? Did you see it? Watch. If I'm standing still, look what happens. Now watch what happens when I move. Watch the bullet. You see You see I'm curving the bullet a little bit? It's because it's a child of me. This cannot be here. This needs to be here. Yep. That's why. That's so funny. I was spawning it as a child of the player, which means that when then the player moved, the projectile also moved. Congratulations on becoming a father. Thank you, except I had to remove my child from being my child, and now my child is the same level as I am. Which is so impressive for someone their age. Okay, so projectile manager will still spawn a projectile. That much is still okay. Process character attacks. Projectile manager spawn projectile attack. Projectile target. So we're gonna say projectile location, like that. You should be at 0, 0, just to double check. Okay, cool. So here you're going to have attack, location, enemy. New projectile set attack type. Fire projectile direction equals this thing. New projectile set direction. We're going to say new projectile dot position equals location. This should be vector 2. Here we go. Look, not like that. What the heck? For game jam? Oh yeah. It's for the Godot Wild Jam. The best jam of them all, except maybe not. There's probably better ones. But I do like this one a lot. Also, the timing works out really well. Projectile location not declared in current scope. Oh, right. I can't just like say things and you just do it. How about our position then? Fair enough. Yeah. You can't disable the game droning. Pfft. Cry about it. Why don't you? Well, you did actually. So fair enough. That's on me. So now it should shoot. And it's now when I'm moving, it should still shoot in the right. Yeah. We fixed the bug. And now I can switch forms to here and stuff starts taking damage. But you have to metamorphosis. You have to do the metamorphosis in order for things to happen. These guys are on fire now. Everything's going great. And then, yeah, no more curving the bullet. And then I do this. And now, if I can shoot it into here reliably. Okay, if I can shoot it into here reliably. Big shatter, and now things are like having the frostburn debuff, and they're dying, and I can go back to this form and do a bunch of damage that way. They're still frozen, which is a little bit weird, and I don't understand. No, they just have the effect on them. They're not canceling the effect. Oh, I see. We need to remove the frost effect even if they don't have it. Yep. This is already like weirdly fun. I think the shatter should basically one-shot these guys though, because otherwise like there's just no reason to not use frostburn for everything. Maybe you like literally just run out of, even the attacks get slowed down on the fire form. Maybe. Because otherwise why would I not just stay here forever until I need to actually do damage? Maybe the shatter could do like AoE. Oh, the shatter could do AoE damage. Yeah, one's a dot, one's AoE. That's so smart. Thank you for suggesting that. Yeah, okay. I'm pleasantly happy with this. What did I want to do next? Oh yeah, we need to be able to die. Because otherwise, like, the game isn't done. So, player, you need a hitbox. Area 2D, this will be your hitbox. Hitbox, and then we're going to add a child node here. For a collision shape, it's going to be a circle. We're going to be Reimu posting by having the smallest hitbox imaginable. That's a little... Nah, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt here. We'll say 20 pixels, and the area here, we're gonna have transform. Nope, we're gonna have collision. You are a player, and you mask to enemies. We're gonna go ahead and attach a script onto this thing. So we need the scene ref here. It's the hitbox on ready. Hitbox.area enter.connect. Enemy hit by enemy. Hit by enemy. Yes. I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom here. Function hit by enemy. It's gonna be the area to D. So sorry, this is the enemy area to D. Actually, what we should do is just do this. We should say this enemy. You're like, but Sky, how can you possibly do that? That's not part of the call. Watch this. This is crazy. Dot bind. Nope, it doesn't work. You're right, that would never work. Why did I even suggest thinking about binding the argument? That's so silly. This would be enemy area. This would be area 2D. Does it work? You'd have to go... You could bind the... No, this wouldn't... You'd have to bind the first... thing of the no there's no way that works. You just go up one. That's okay. You say this enemy Q hit by enemy Q. That works. There's no way. How does I don't think that works. You're saying do this? Hit by enemy dot binds enemy area dot get parent. Does this make any sense? This is a callable. You're typing more than I typed. There's no... This doesn't work in Godot. This isn't a thing. I don't think. This isn't a thing in Godot, is it? For anonymous functioning, I prefer the term first-class citizening. Does that work? Can you do this? Are you allowed to do this? I'm pretty sure no. I'm gonna look it up. Godot. Carrot thing. You can do this. That's not what we're looking for. Thank you so much, Google. Hey, in Godot, can you do this? Hey, Godot's a free open source game dev engine. Okay, thank you so much. You're so helpful. What would I do without you? And then at the bottom it says, generative AI is experimental. Please fact check. It's sick, bro. There's no way that this works. But I want to try. So if we say enemy, we can say take damage, and we say enemy dot damage. Take damage not found in self. You're right. I guess our function of taking damage is a little bit different than a character. I'm gonna say pass. I want to see if this works. There's no way that it works. I need to run into something. Hello, I'd like to die. Invalid ox. Yeah, it does not work. Nope. Doesn't work. Connects. Hit by enemy. That's okay. hit by, or sorry, this is enemy area is an area 2D. We're gonna say enemy area dot get parent dot damage. And now, instead of crashing there, it'll crash saying that this doesn't have an attribute called damage. Perfect. Now if we go to the character, sorry, if we go to the enemy, where's the enemy? Here. We can say, well, we should do this in the enemy manager. There's no reason to, we've already got everything set up. So we can go here, set max HP, new enemy dot set damage, new enemy type dot damage. It might end up that they all do the same damage anyways, but at least this gives us the extensibility to mess with it later if we don't like it. We'll go to the slime. We're going to add an attack thing here. We're going to say, sorry, we're going to add an enemy type thing here. Say sports var damage is an integer. Why not? It's fast as hell. You can do function enemy hit by enemy enemy. Is that a call? No, you can't do the function call though. You have to do a callable. So you'd have to do function enemy hit by enemy dot bind enemy dot get parent, but you can't do that because it said that was void. But you can't, like in a signal, you can't say signal dot connect function. You can't do this. You have to have it without this. So the best you could do is then say bind enemy like this. So this is technically possible, but you can't do what I would need it to do, which is this. This is impossible, apparently, for some reason. I don't know why. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe I just had the syntax wrong. It's okay. But yeah, you can't call the function in the signal attach. Yeah, my bad. You're good, man. You're trying to solve problems. Nothing wrong with that. Damage. You do 10 damage. Did you know that? It's crazy. Player, you have 100 HP. Why not? Where's the character script? Script's character. It has a max HP, so I can just say set max HP on the ready for the player. Ready, set max HP 100. Why not? It's fine. We can say add export var too. Why not? This is these are technically state variables, but why are they not with the other ones? I don't know. Properties at export var max HP equals 10, 100, sorry. Oh, I guess this would be character max HP, and then we can set it here. Why not? Might as well expose the variable, no reason not to. Try again. Now we should get hit for 10. Woo. No set damage. Set damage doesn't exist, right? We need to go to enemy and say function set damage, damage, and this will be damage equals underscore damage like that. Technically, we should just set the property directly. There's no reason to do. Properties here. Our damage is an integer. We can go back to the manager. And don't say set damage, that's silly. We can just say damage equals like that. And that'll do. We click, we go again. Okay, let's see if this works. I need to run into you. Okay, I assume I took 10 damage there. I actually, we can't die still. And the enemy only hits you one time, which means you like weirdly get iframes from the one enemy if you keep them in your circle, but that's a bug for later. I don't really care. Those who know now, you know you can like keep one enemy in you forever. We're gonna say current HP minus equals damage, and then check game over. That's function check game over if current HP is less than or equal to 0. We're gonna say main trigger game over. So this you are not allowed to access this as unique. I forgot. That's the one you're not allowed to do. You have to do it like that. We're gonna say main dot trigger game over, and then we can tween in you lose or whatever the fuck. That script here, main function trigger game over, pass. For this, we're gonna need like some UI stuff, which also means we need to tie UI stuff to the viewport and then tween it out of this thing. This is always something like this always is weird. I guess we don't really need to animate it in yet. We can just have a menu that toggles visibility. That probably works. Okay, let's make some menus. Trigger game over. We're going to display game over screen. And then we're going to do nothing because this will actually trigger something. So function, what the fuck? Function trigger game over screen. For now, we'll just toggle visibility. So we'll say, make a new thing here, add child node, control. This will be game over screen. This will start hidden, and this will say of our scene refs here. Scene references, and I need to run an ad. Dot visible equals true. Isn't that neat? We'll have a button on here, but first I'm gonna run some ads, so I will be right back. Let me put this on for you. I got you. No worries. I would never leave you with nothing. Okay, BRB. Where's my thing? Where's the thing? There's the thing. Yeah, what's up, Pam? Think if I watch people make games, I'll actually motivate myself to actually make one, or will I get the motivation to open Godot and get overwhelmed and close it for the 10th time in the past hour? To be honest, you just open the engine. There's this like weird concept of It's like a Reddit post I read like 10 years ago. It's this concept of like no 0 days. So like no matter what you do, if there's like a project you want to do, you just try to work on it for a little bit every day, even if it literally means like writing 1 line of code or whatever. Because like as long as you start, like it's just gonna be hard for a while and it's gonna be overwhelming, and that's okay. It'll become less overwhelming every time you like literally just open the engine. Just because like that's how the human brain does learning. So I don't know, maybe. The other thing is don't derive motivation from like bullying yourself into being motivated, because that's the one thing that's not healthy. But if you want to be like, I'm just going to open the engine today and try to write literally 1 line of code, oftentimes your brain will just take over and you'll write like a billion lines of code anyways. Or maybe you're just not feeling it that day. You're like actually tired and you just literally write 1 line of code. But if you can like just get yourself to get the ball rolling every day or every week or every month or whatever, like you make an insane amount of progress. 1 line a day is 365 in a year. So true. 366 if it's a leap year. Sometimes you get a little bonus line in there. Maybe an extra console log for you. Came from a class about quantum physics. I'm fried. Guy who studied quantum physics for 5 minutes. Are you fried or are you not fried? Or have you not opened the box yet? But doesn't understand that Schrodinger's equation doesn't actually apply to like cats in boxes or anything. It's more about like probability function wave collapses or something like that. How'd you like it? How was the class? Oh man. Schrodinger's cat. The cat's dead and alive. Kinda. It's, you got the spirit. I just wonder how much like you could reasonably get like done with 365 lines of code. Because you only get 1 a day. Like I feel like you'd make it count really hard. You know what I mean? Like one of those like Python lines that's like 15 nested generator functions that I feel like writes an entire app or something. About the tunneling effect, it's so trippy. It is, and then you think about it for a while and it's like, it's not as much trippy anymore. Make Flappy Bird? Ooh. I don't know, everyone's first game is either Flappy Bird or Suika game or Vampire Survivors or a platformer. Like, that's okay. Your first game's gonna be a Metroidvania and it's gonna suck ass, and that's fine. That's why I love game jams. My first game was 2048. Sick. Yours was 2D platformer? I know. Mine was a shitty rip of Suika game. It's all okay. Side-scrolling Double Dragons knockoff? Excellent. Text-based RPG? That's another classic one. I forgot to add that one to the list. A lot of text-based RPGs out there. Especially for people making games in Python. Is like you're just using print statements. You just like print input. You have a switch case the size of Jupiter. But it still works. It's still fun. And you learn from it. That's why game jams are the best. Because after a week, you're done. You turn the computer off. You are no longer allowed to work on it. That's why you iterate so quickly. That's why, like, I find it hard to commit to one game for a long time. Because, like, I feel like I'm just constantly getting much, much better by doing more and more game jams and stuff. Not to disparage anyone that, like, is working on one game for a long amount of time. But I just feel like I learn way faster in this environment as opposed to like working on one thing for a long time. The trade-off then is like every time I start a new thing, it's completely fresh. Tic-tac-toe, but I didn't know arrays, so I made every board as a separate go batch. Go to and batch. Oh no. I bet arrays blew your mind when you learned about them. Holy. That's actually so funny. Oh man. I remember like the first time I learned about arrays and I was like, it really does change your life. I'll call it GeoBlock when I'll be finished. There you go. Sounds like a fun game. I play a game called GeoBlock. Okay. 2D arrays, my beloved. You can put an array in an array? What? They just let you do anything out here, huh? That's crazy. What do you mean you can put an array in an array? Next you're gonna tell me you can put a dictionary in an array. Oh my god. It's dogs without horses. All right, what were we working on? Oh, the game over. Right, so we've almost actually finished like an entire game loop here. So, game over screen. What's this going to look like? Well, one should look like a modal that says you lost the video game. So let's do that. If we visualize, so this needs to be the size of the camera. The thing is, we could literally make it like you can do this and then have it actually fill the space of the camera. Where the hell did you go? What? Wait, where? Huh? Wait, what? There is something weird about like, let's see. You just lost the game? That is incorrect. I am freed from the reel. I completed the game several years ago, and I refuse to pick it up again. It's good, it's fine. It's like a 6 out of 10. I probably wouldn't bring it to like my local board game group, but like maybe it's like a new friends game, you know, that we're looking for, and where everyone's like bored of Catan, but we still want to like have a good game to drink. Then I'll play the game with them, but otherwise it's just not really my cup of tea. I don't know. The campaign in the game takes like 14 years or something. And it's actually like there's such like a non-trivial secret ending that you have to get to, where you like actually exit the like confines of the game. It's I don't know. I don't really know what the creators were thinking when they made it. I think it's okay, but I don't know. I wouldn't submit it for like a game jam or anything. This is it. You're nothing. So what? We're nothing. What do you mean you're nothing? How can you even be nothing? Ocean patch goes wild. I missed the gills patch from like 4 million years ago. It was pretty cool, but I understand why the devs changed it. Although they didn't remove the bug with hiccups yet. It's really weird. I figured that they would get to that, but okay. Does anyone remember how to do the viewport thing? Because I never remember how to do the viewport thing. We're gonna have a text. Not textured rect. We're gonna have well, first we'll have a button. And we're gonna put this button like over here, sure, and the button will say play again. That's fine for now. And then we need a modal background as well. That's gonna be a textured rect. Like that. We're gonna go into GIMP. And we're just gonna make like a 40% opaque background. Moon DLC that the devs abandoned. Yeah, they seemed like they were really into it like 20 years ago or something, and then like everyone just kind of like abandoned Moon. I don't really know why. Maybe the players that went there like didn't think it was really worth, like the campaign was okay, but it like wasn't worth pursuing more or something. Not totally sure. I'd have to ask like Buzz Aldrin or something. Set this to be black, paint it, and then we set the, nope, Control Z, we go here, and then we say alpha here? How do you do this? I don't remember how to do this. Oh, opacity here. We say 80% or whatever. We say 40%. 40%. Pay to win badge. Some people think that like you can actually like power level through Hollywood Arc if you wanted to go to Moon, but I never really saw it like actually come to fruition. That's too dark. About 60%. Apparently the Hollywood route is actually like more expensive than the regular Moon route. We'll do this one. Export as. We'll go to Sky Gray. My project 1. Projects. Here. Go to Wild Jam. Planet Mars add-on, right? I think that one's still in the works as like a DLC, but it got delayed a lot. It's like paid DLC instead of a patch, so I don't think people are overly hyped about it. I don't think it's a paid DLC. I think like you have to work on the DLC to get paid. Like if you sign up for the DLC, you have to like work to pay for it during the DLC hours or something. I'm not totally sure how it works. Godot Wild Jam. Assets. This is like a UI thing. I don't really know what you'd call this. UI, I guess. We'll call this modal. Modal, not model. Modal BG. There we go. But someone paid to speedrun the space DLC, but it was too scary and was scared the entire time playing it. That's really tragic. Participate in CBT to get access in the first place, huh? You mean cognitive behavioral therapy? Yeah. Load, assets, UI, modal. You need to go to the back. Button is on top. That's a little dark, actually, all things considered. 40% maybe? That? Export as modal being modal thing? Yeah, replace it. Export. Ship it. That's more like it. So this is hidden, and then it goes here. How do you get this fucker in the viewport? I never remember what this thing is. It's like The anchor. No. Layout mode, location, visibility, ordering. How do you do viewport? Control viewport. Godot. I never remember how to do. Oh, you have to make a viewport. Right. So you do this. This actually should just be changed to a viewport. Sub viewport? Doesn't create a window or draw to the screen directly. Or is it a canvas? It's a viewport, not a canvas layer, right? So where is it? Nope, this isn't right. Change this to a canvas group? Canvas layer? I think you do this. And now it should just be over top of us the whole time. I remembered my training. Let's go. Ocean biome is getting constant updates, but it's locked to regional players, and you can't respec into experience the content. You can. It's just like really hard because you have to change your like server location. I don't know what Devs are thinking with the Plaguing collab. That shit was boring and very unbelievable. People are not that stupid. Uh-oh. Did the pedal base drops a bunch? I don't know why they keep bringing it back. Thought they figured it out, but clearly they wanted another try. Some people like think it's probably actually to control like the server populations, but I don't know. I think it's probably more just like random chance. It's like like random events, but I never really like the random events anyways. Although I guess it like keeps things interesting, so not totally sure. This game over screen is now this thing. So this starts off. When we get hit too many times, it should pop up. Attack me, slimes. Yes. I need to like re-enter the zone. Don't let me into my zone. Yay. Cool. We should do, we should pause the game when this happens too. So we're gonna say get tree dot paused equals true. And that means this needs to be process always. Actually, this, well, I would say when paused, but that never fucking works. Does making Mad Max DLC centered around the US? Hope they address the botting problem first. Oh god. Getting too real. Most players seem to be bots. It's a shame. Shame you feel that way. You don't kill me if you just stand on me for a while, huh? You should actually be added to a list of like hitting enemies. That way I don't have to wait for other things to hit me. So if I get hit enough times though, the game will pause. Yes, dude. Then you hit play again, it resets the game. What the fuck? Don't just call yourself Button, please. Rename. Play again button. And this is the modal background. Modal background. There we go. So we have this. Play again button like this. We're gonna say this dot. Nope, not here. What? This dot pressed dot connect. Play again. And then we can go here. Function, play again. We're gonna say get tree. I think it's reset or reload. Reload current scene. Something like that, I think. So I think the game is done now. So you're walking around. You can get hits. I'm gonna get hit 10 times. And my HP will be 0. And then when it does, the game should pause. And then if I hit play again, it should reload. The game is still paused. Get tree dot paused equals true. And then for the character, so another stream because I was thinking of meta analogies. Do the enemies control their hit behavior? What do you mean? They just try to get towards you. This isn't hit by enemy. This is like adding to the list of enemies that are touching us. And then we have a timer to check how much damage we take. We could tag the timer to each individual enemy that hits us, but that seems... We can just, for each enemy touching us at the end of the timer, take the hits, I think is okay. It's only a game jam game. I think that's an okay way to solve that. Otherwise, you would do like frames per attack animation or something. Once the attack animation is done, then you get hit again by the same enemy, but we can just do... Well, it doesn't make sense to do it with a timer, because then if two enemies, like, they should hit you right when it intersects, and then it should be tagged with a timer. So we're going to say var intersected enemies is an array of... We're just going to call it an array because it's going to be a little bit weird looking. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. And then we're going to say export var enemy hit cd equals 0.1. It's probably cool. So when you get hit immediately, you're going to take damage like this. And then we're going to say this dot append the enemy area dot get parents. Like this. Actually, we can actually just do this. Enemy var enemy equals enemy area dot get parent. Hey, Lemon Jumps, how's it going? How's it going for me? It's going pretty well. Getting a lot of good stuff done today. We're gonna append like this. Enemy and the enemy hit cooldown. Like this. So you immediately I heard the game was actually a game. People called it one. What do you mean? I can't... We're on so many like levels of meta humor. I can't even tell if you're being serious now. Enemy hit cooldown. So we go intersected enemies. So in here, process intersecting enemies like this delta. And we also need to bind this enemy here with a one shot. Or I guess no, we only need to do an area exited. Hitbox.area exited.connect. This has the same problem where if we kill the enemy while they're in us, they don't get properly cleaned from this list. They don't like remove themselves. So we can just bind a one shot on the queue free actually. That works. Enemy exited range. This. So we need to make this one function enemy exited range enemy area to D. We're gonna say var enemy equals enemy area dot get parents. This. We're gonna say intersected enemies dot remove at. Then we're gonna say intersected enemies dot find. Is it custom find? B search. What the fuck is B search custom? What the hell is this thing? B search custom. What are the docs for that? Finds the index of an existing value using binary search and a custom comparison. No. We don't need that. We just need search. Search. B search custom. No. Is there not just search on array? Or maybe it's find. Find what? Searches the array for value and returns its index or -1 if not found. Optionally, the initial search index can be passed. That doesn't work for us either. We would need... why is it even a list? It doesn't need to be ordered. It doesn't need to be ordered. We just don't have it be a list. There you go. Problem solved. There we go. Because we can just do a dictionary on the reference. So this will be intersected enemies will be a dictionary. Yep. Way easier. We'll say intersected enemies. We'll say enemy equals 0.1. Let's do that. Instead of this, we're going to say intersected enemies dot erase enemy area dot get parent. This. And the final one we have is this. So let's make this. function process intersected enemies delta for enemy timer in intersected enemies. Intersected enemies. You're not allowed to do it this way, huh? For enemy and intersected enemies, I guess. We're gonna say intersected enemies, enemy minus equals delta. If intersected enemies, enemy is less than or equal to 0, we're going to say take damage enemy dot damage because it's by reference, so this is totally okay. What's wrong? Intersected enemies not declared. It's this. Wait, yeah, it is. It's this thing. I spelled it wrong. Intersected enemies. Read some of the reviews, and they said Skygray's game is a game that they were all playing, and they played it and even called it one of the games of all time. It's true. This is one of the games of all time. That's happy? Yes. And then you say intersected enemies, enemy equals the timeouts. Enemy hit cooldown like this, whoop, and then like this. Now we can take damage from the enemy more than one time. So if I run into you, you can actually kill me over time. That's exactly what we want. That's actually a little fast. But we could also just give ourselves more HP too, or make the slimes do less damage. We can balance it later, but for now you can lose the game. Sweet. Okay. So literally we finished the gameplay loop. Like the vertical slice of the game is actually completed. Next we just add more attacks, tweak some numbers. Sweet. But like if we submitted this right now, minus the sprite of the... we don't have like a fireball sprite yet, but... if we submitted it right now, it would technically fit the criteria of like fitting the game jam, which means like tomorrow I want to release the version of this onto itch so that people can playtest it. That would be sick. Tomorrow, my voice hurts a little bit, so tomorrow might be a low voice day. We'll see, because I got to survive all the way to next Sunday. Jesus Christ. So we'll work our way there slowly, but I think that's all for me for tonight for sure, because it's like 10 o'clock exactly. Wait, perfect. That actually works out really well. Sweet. Well, thank you so much all of you for hanging out, having a good time. I think we're going to go head somewhere else. ASMR stream pog. It's less ASMR and more just trying to save the rest of my voice. Thanks for the stream, Sky. It certainly was a stream. You worry me when you say something like that. Tomorrow's karaoke day. Brayden, I feel like you lost your trust in me that I didn't just like be like, pirate software today. I feel bad. I can be that guy if you need me to. I just want to make you happy, Verdian. Oh, man. Anyways. Where do we want to go? Let's go... we go Stade, we go Clayman. We go there all the time, though. I don't care. The drama's just funny to me. I figured you didn't actually care. I was just trying to stoke the flames a little bit. Trying to get my hand into drama VTubing, you know? What's up, Drama Nation? Today we're going to talk about how streamer did thing in video game. Can you believe it? I certainly can't. Let's go Admiral. Why not? A gaming moment led to this. That's the funniest fucking part of the whole thing, right? This is going to sound insane, but my favorite take on all of this is like, not my favorite take, but the funniest part of the whole situation is that like people are upset they died in a hardcore game. Brother, that's like the whole point of hardcore. I know it's like, well, he could have helped, or like blah, 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 blah. People getting this upset that their character died. It's like, they're acting like a real person died. Like, you signed up for this shit, man. You signed up for like his attitude. Ignoring all of that, I just think it's hilarious that like people can even be upset about deaths in a video. Because like if it's not hardcore, nothing happens here, right? Then it's like completely fine and everyone just goes about their day and they're just like, oh, you could have helped more, but like whatever. Instead of getting upset that like nobody cared about the deaths. But it wouldn't have been nothing would have happened if they didn't die, right? Bad attitude and all or whatever. I don't know. It's just really funny to me. It just is 100% the vibes of a guy that plays hardcore Minecraft. Like, it's like when you see YouTubers being like, I did all of, they'll be like a Minecraft channel, like, I did all this stuff in hardcore, and they're like on an edited video where they clearly just spliced everything together. Like, it's meaningless. It means nothing. It's just really funny to me. I don't know. It's been a shit happens moment. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. And I don't know. Like I said, like I think I'm gonna give I don't need to have an opinion on these kinds of things. I give my mind some time to simmer on it, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, everyone probably could have been better about the situation, himself included for sure. But it's just people playing video games. I don't know. Ask the US president what he thinks. He'll probably pressure him enough. He'd probably tweet about it. I don't know. Get one of the famous people that streamed with him to. We're in the year of famous gamers stream with the president now, so why not? System works or whatever. Anyways, let's go ahead and close it out. Wade. We're gonna go. You want Admiral and a burger? What do you want today? Or we could let's see if anyone else is doing Wild Jam. I'll toss you in the right direction, maybe. Wild Jam. Anyone? Anyone? Just me, huh? Just me? Raid the fake channel? All set. Jago fast start streaming. Quick, Jago. Go, go, go. We've raided this guy before. He was really cool. Regan Art? I think they're like a big channel though, aren't they? I don't quite remember. I feel like I remember that he was really cool. Let's go here, because I remember this guy. He was neat. Come here. Vegan Art. Not quite, not quite. I'm probably going to raid and run, though. I don't know. You always raid out or whatever. But I'm going to go to sleep. I've been doing nothing but coding for... How long? 20 hours? Not 20 hours. Like 15 hours in a row or something? That's too many. That's too many hours in a row. Alright, peace out, everybody.